Hello, everyone. I'm Manic, and I want to go on a journey with you guys. Since it's Halloween and everything, um, you know what? I want to do something special. I want to go through and watch and review all the Scream movies, all six of them, which is a hexology. Hexo. There's six of them, so yeah, I want to review all of them, get it all ready for Halloween. So that should be pretty fun. And we got to start off with the first one, first and foremost, Scream One. Like, I've never seen any of these movies. Like, I've seen videos of the movies and everything. Well, just of Scream One, so I knew who the killer was before I watched it. But it didn't like the movie was still still pretty really really good, still fantastic, truly, even without even with knowing who the killers were. Oh, before I forget, I got to put on my Halloween wristband. Okay, now we're ready. I was gonna buy a Scream mask too, but I didn't. Anyways, so yeah, let's get into it. I'm gonna start with the first one. Get into my notes. My first one. Okay, so my first note. We see in the intro we have Scream, the Ghostface killer, and the girl from the intro, and it's like, he was kind of risen her up, wasn't it? He was like, dude was about to take her on a date, like, just that quick, just from his voice, dude. Like, you gotta learn from this guy. Like, just that part, not the killing, but that part, he was on to something. So dude just over there rizzing up Casey, and then it's like, then he takes a turn. He's starts playing the nice guy and all that, and then she has to run around her entire house and lock every single door. I don't know what it is with these horror movies, but they refuse to have their doors locked. It's like, if somebody says they're at your door, it should have been locked a long time ago. Especially in the middle of the night, you're home alone. You're like, horror movie characters have zero self-preservation. They'll. I'm surprised her door wasn't just open. Like, I'm surprised she didn't leave her door open. I'm surprised she didn't get that phone call, which was like, and just walk out the front door. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is with these horror movie characters. They don't do just this basic things. They don't do it. And then after that, we go to the boyfriend. So he's outside, all tied up and stuff. And then she has to answer the questions like, who's the original killer, Friday the 13th, and all that stuff. He was gonna get killed anyway, so the answers didn't really matter. But he somehow absolutely gutted that dude, like, without being seen. Like, dude, it wasn't like just like a little like, he dude dude turned him into a turkey. Like, he really gutted the guy in like less than like 30 seconds and got away. Like, it's, even if there were like two of them at that time, you would still see them like cart them out unless they would just really great teamwork. Just, you take that side, I get this side, form a little circle. Is I don't know. And then my next note. We see Casey. She's running away before they have Ghostface chasing after her. She gets to the porch of her house, and she gets killed on the porch, like right next to her parents. And as the parents are going in, she's getting killed. She's over there getting killed on the front porch. And as the parents are going in, he's still killing her. He's still setting her up. He's still dragging her to that tree as he watched them go inside. He knows they're in the house. He's taken that he's that bold that he watches her parents go inside and still has the guts to hang her up on a tree, like, just, and he got away with it. This guy is so bold. He guts people in 30 seconds. He hangs them up in trees in even less. Like, this guy, man, get him in the Olympics of just killing Olympics. I don't know. There's some type of Olympics that'll work for. There's something, I'm sure. And my next note, like, that was an amazing intro. Like, I truly enjoyed it. Like, it was really good. Like a really great intro to a horror movie. That was my note. And my next note, Randy is annoying, dude. It's like, this guy does not stop talking. It's like, I don't know if the director did it on purpose or anything, because, you know, you'd figure if you were gonna make an annoying character, you'd at least kill him off or something, but they didn't in this movie, at least. So unlucky. But man, this guy was so he was so annoying. I did not want to hear anything he said. It's like, bro, just, I get, like, he was supposed to be like, it seemed like he was supposed to be like the stand-in for us. Oh, the stand-in for us or something, like, as in, because he would be making like theories and stuff, like, oh, I know how horror movies go. You gotta do like this. You gotta do. It's like, okay, dude. Like, I know he's trying to be like a guide, but like, I don't need a guide for the movie. Like, I know what's going on, or like, let me figure it out. Let me figure it out just a little bit. It's okay if you do it a little bit, but he's doing it like all movie. Like, you just need to tone it back like a lot. And then my next note, like, I did not expect Sid to be attacked so early. You know, usually with these movies, they're like, oh, you know, we see the other characters, they walk in, you know, they get attacked, and then they get killed, and then, you know, they slowly get killed off. But the main character is pretty, like, immune. You know, they don't get attacked, they don't get chased even. They truly are not in any danger at all. But we see her, she's just like right after. I didn't mark the time, but it was just like soon after. Did they even, was she like I think she was like the next attack. Yeah, they went after her really early in the movie. Like, man. Yeah, and like, movies don't usually do that. I really like that. Like, I like how the movie in general just switches it up. Like, I like the meta-ness of the movie, but while also doing something different. It's like, in a way, it's like a parody. It's like a parody of horror movies while also being a good horror movie. And yeah, I think they really pulled that off well. All right, my next note. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the Ghostface, like, both of them, I guess. These dudes are made out of paper, dude. They need to be in wrestling. You know, like, any single thing that happens to them, they go flying. Like, it's not like they get pushed and like, whoa. They get pushed and they're just like, you know, it's like, oh my, like, those dudes will absolutely go flying from the slightest touch. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, get these guys in the WWE. Y'all saw how the Rock taking like Stone Cold Stunners. Let one of the Ghostface take a Stone Cold Stunner. They're going to the moon. They're not coming back down. They will absolutely. They will absolutely be selling legends. Oh my goodness. Okay, my next note. Okay, so another thing about the Ghostface, both of them, Billy and Stu, they absolutely suck at killing people. Like, they get, how do you ambush two different people and mess up on both of them? You think when you get an ambush, you have the advantage. It's just like, just you got the advantage. They don't see you coming. You stab them. You win. You pretty much, especially with not only do they have the advantage of surprise, you have a weapon and they don't, and they still screw it up. It's like, what more do you need? Like, truly, is grab them, stab them. It's like, how are you gutting that boyfriend so quick? But you try to grab Sid, and she's like made out of olive oil. She's made out of soap. She's made out of soap. It's, oh my goodness. Like, all right. My next note is Dewey gets no respect. Okay. I'm going to tell you now. I've seen the first 3 movies at this point of making this a video. I'm going to watch the other 3 a bit later. Dewey, except in the third one, Dewey does nothing all movie. Dewey does absolutely nothing. He is the worst at helping. He does not help. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't help. He doesn't protect. He doesn't defend. Dude is the sheriff. Who hired this man? Who hired him? Who let him? Who let that man on the force? Who gave that man a badge? Who said, I want Dewey? No. Who said, I want Dewey do nothing? Dewey does absolutely nothing all movie. Oh my goodness, dude. Dewey does absolutely nothing. Oh my goodness. Okay. And like, he gets no respect, and he deserves no respect because. Okay. You see, like, even we see even Tatum, his sister. We see him. He gets a little boyed. He gets little broed by his own sister. Actually, I don't know is he the big bro. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Might as well be the little brother. Like, he's in the middle of the station, and she's like, "What? Wow, what happened?" I think he was saying something like, "You can't be in here" or something, and she was like, "I'll do whatever I want." Like, he was like, does mom you're letting Sid come over and all that stuff? He was like, yeah. She's like, yeah, mom knows. And then, I need to remember what she said. And just absolutely disrespecting him in front of the boys. And it's like, Dewey's like, oh, Tatum, not in front of the boy. Mom said you had to be nice to me. Like, he doesn't actually say that, but he might as well have. It's like, Dewey. Oh my goodness. No one should respect Dewey. No one should have hired Dewey. Dewey does nothing, and Dewey continues to do nothing. Okay. My little rant about Dewey is over for now. I'll talk about him later in my notes, but okay. So, the next thing. The police officer, just the police officers in general are absolute garbage. They think that, well, actually, Dewey says this. So I'm not done talking about Dewey. Dewey says this. He's talking about, it's school. You'll be safe. There is a masked killer. All the killer has to do is put on his little outfit, put on the mask, get a knife. He's the killer. That's all he has to do. It's not like he does anything that can't be He just change in school. That's all he can do. He can just put the outfit on, change in school, bring the knife. It's not like y'all got people searching their bags or anything. Like, we even see later in the movie, actually multiple people running around the halls with the Ghostface mask in the outfit. They could have easily stabbed her. We even see in the bathroom, she gets attacked in the bathroom because, like, in school is like, it's like, like, oh, let's go to the mall because you'll be safe. You're not going to be safe in a place with a lot of people. I know. It's like, go. Why aren't the police? Where's the police protection? Why is she not has like a group, someone protecting her? Because the people are after. They call it multiple times. And okay. Yeah. My next note. We find out about Sid's mom, and it turns out she got assaulted and killed. And we see Billy. We have this interaction with Billy, her boyfriend. He says, "It's been a year, Sid. Like, get over it. Your mom she got assaulted and killed, and like, my parents got a divorce. Like, same thing. Like, I'm over that. It's not just that. People take different amount of time to grieve for different things. I feel like a year is like probably not a lot of time to grieve for your mother if she was assaulted and killed. Especially when the news outlets are like constantly playing, or constantly reminding you that she was assaulted and killed. I don't think that a year would be enough time to like get over it. I feel like you give her a little more time. You give your girlfriend a little more time to, get over that. But yeah, Billy. I mean, he's a psycho. So And my next note is like, what is up with this principal? We see I'm pretty sure like in the beginning when he was talking to Sid, he was like, I don't know, maybe they have a really close relationship, but he was like caressing her face. I'm pretty sure that happened. I'm not 100% on that. But then he catches those two people that were dressed up as Ghostface. They had the mask and everything, running through the halls. And then he's like, he takes the mask off and he's like, all right, you two, you're expelled. And then he has a knife, not a knife, but he has a pair of scissors pointing all up. He's pointing it all at them, putting the knife all in their faces. It's like talking about he ought to gut them. It's like who let this guy be principal? This guy might be the third killer. He like do not trust this guy. I would not trust this guy around my kids. I would not send my kids to that school. Like, I already would be thinking about not sending them because a serial killer. But yeah, okay. All right, my next note. Oh yeah, this was back to the bathroom scene when she was attacked in the bathroom. So Sid, she escapes from the killer. She slides out. She runs down the stairs. She passes 3 different people. You know what she says to them after she gets chased? She says absolutely nothing. She says absolutely nothing. She doesn't tell the principal. She didn't tell. I'm not even sure if she tells her friend. She just walks right by them as if there wasn't a killer in the bathroom. Doesn't say somebody's chasing me. She doesn't warn anybody that might also be attacked. She just walks out of school like like as if she wasn't just almost killed. But okay, my next note. This isn't actually a good one. The Ghostface they get a good kill. They actually, or a good ambush. They get the principal, Mr. Freaky, and they finally, hide behind the door, get a good stab. They do an ambush. They use their opportunity to strike, and they strike. Like, what are the chances? Who saw that one coming? Like, not me. I thought they somehow messed that up. So, somehow like trip over a wire or something. I wouldn't be surprised with this movie. The next thing. Like, do y'all remember Blockbuster? Like, we I don't know how. I'm sure most of the people who are watching probably remember Blockbuster. I used to go there when I was younger, but streaming is like way better. But I used to be getting video games from there. Used to be getting movies. Used to be getting all types of stuff. Like, man, yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool times. It's way better now, though. Digital games don't even have to go to. I don't even remember the last time I even bought a physical game. I haven't bought a physical game, like a game on PC now. And on Nintendo Switch, I also buy all digital. Like, I haven't bought a physical version of a game. I haven't even gone to like GameStop or a game store in like so long, because everything's like online. It's like, man, poor Blockbuster. Absolutely poor Blockbuster. But yeah, other than that. So my next note, I just want to talk about Blockbuster a little bit. Okay. Back to Dewey. So my next note. Sid goes to a party. After she gets attacked in school, sees how dangerous it is being around other people, like a large group of other people. She decides she wants to go to a party. She says yes to it. And the worst part about that, guess who drives her over there? Mr. Dummy old Dewey Do Nothing. He drives Sid to a place where she is unsafe. At least he does is sticks around her. Kinda, I really thought he was gonna leave after dropping her off. I wouldn't be surprised. But he came back after trying to get with Gail. He did come back. Did he come back and do anything? No. Of course not. But he did come back. Dewey always comes back. Comes back to do nothing. Okay. My next note. We see Tatum. I forgot her name for a second. So we see Tatum. She's in the basement getting the beers and everything. And like we see them again. The ghostface need to be on the WWE, dude. They get hit by the freezer, and dude absolutely folds over. Like, from the freezer door, it's like, come on, they are made out of paper, truly. Like, you're gonna see, even as the movies go on, putting on the Ghostface outfit is it's a debuff, truly. If you put that on, like, that's minus 100 defense. Like, you literally your skin turns to paper, your bones are glass. You cannot. You get pushed, you're flying to the moon. Dude, if you have to ambush right, or you're not catching them, or you're gonna have to struggle to catch them. All right, my next note. Oh yeah, this is still with after she was getting the beers. He got hit with the old duck and then flip over. He did the little. Oh my goodness. Or she did. She did this. And then he trips over her. He did that. He trips over her. It's like, these guys. No way you got hit by that. Like, how How can you call yourself a serial killer and get hit by the? Did Charlie Chaplin do that? He probably did that at one point. But yeah. Anyways. Oh yeah. Oh, my next note. This is Billy and Sid after they have their talk in the bedroom upstairs at the party. Sid absolutely believes what, when I was talking about Sid not having enough time to grieve and everything. Billy gaslit her so bad that she thought she thought Billy was right. She thought he was right that 1 year was enough. That the brutal death that her mother had. That the news is still like playing constantly. She's constantly getting interviewed about it. The case is still going on for it. She's had enough time to grieve. He gaslit her so bad that she believed it. She 100% believed. You know what? My mom that died, a year ago tomorrow. So it hasn't even been a year yet. You know what? I gotta get over it. Like, it's just my mom. Just get another one, huh? Or no, I've already had her for like how old is she? I had her for like 15, 16 years. So that's enough time. Who cares? I got past most of the time. That was enough time with her. All right. Okay, my next note. Like, you see Sid and Billy want to get freaky. So I bet Billy was on the mic really quick. Like, hey Stu, give me 3 minutes. I think Sid wants to get freaky with me. Like, Stu, hey, don't come in. Like, don't put on the mask yet. Hold off a little bit. Hold off. Like, just give me a second. Actually, 2 minutes. I'll make it quick. Okay. And my next note. Okay. Dewey do nothing. So Dewey, after he says he's gonna protect Sid, after she's been attacked multiple times, guess what he does? He leaves. He leaves the party because he's been told about another scene. I thought he would like get somebody else to do it or something, or like somebody to cover him, not leave her alone at the party. But it's Dewey, He has Gunner brain. He has to bring Gail he brought Gail to the possible crime scene where they found Sid's dad's car, and yeah, he brought her over there. He took like this guy, like, and then okay, I'll talk about that in a little bit. I'll talk about that a bit more later. Okay, so before I continue that, we find out the principal's dead. Like, or well, I guess the characters find out the principal's dead. So they got 2 cars full of drunk high schoolers driving off. Which Dewey was supposed to be, watching the party, make sure everybody's good. So he missed that, of course, because it's Dewey. So, and on the way, to go see the dead body before it's taken down. So on their way, they're about to run into Dewey and Gail, because Dewey and Gail are in the middle of the street. Guess what Dewey says? Dude says 2 cars coming at him. He says, slow down, freeze. He's standing in front of the car, says, slow down, freeze, as if they can hear him, as if they're going to slow down. They're going like full speed. They're drunk. They're not listening to you. And then he jumps right out of the way, and then he gets all on top of Gail, gives her a little kiss right in front of the crime scene. Dewey is the absolute worst, dude. Dewey do nothing is the absolute. Dude, I'm a Dewey hater. Dewey hater for life. Okay, my next note. So Actually, my next note I put we see Sid's in the car. She's like she's running away from the ghost face, and so they get her in a rear naked choke, and and the ghost face lose the fight. I'm starting to think maybe they did lose this one on purpose so they could do like the little talk with Sid, make sure like do the little monologue and all that. I'll give them this one. All the other ones, maybe maybe the other ones with Sid I'll also give them because but for the other killers or the other what do I call them, the other prey, like no, they absolutely suck. They might have been fumbling on purpose with Sid, but everybody else, no. They did not do that on purpose. They just suck. All right, my next note. Oh my. So at the end, my next note, I would hate to have these guys have me dead to rights like they did Sid. But Billy and Stu are over here emoting on her like Stu's over like dude's a weirdo. Always making like weird exaggerated facial expressions and all that stuff. And then Billy's over here like over here mogging all day. It's like and they're over here talking about just calling her, saying how dumb she was, how she should have saw this coming and all that stuff. Just making fun of her, like saying how that she just would not be able to stop them. I would absolutely hate to lose. Think about losing to those dudes, getting emoted on, and then actually dying. Like that. Did your life have any meaning? If your death is that bad, did your life have any meaning? Like truly, I do not want to get emoted on before I die. Like I couldn't take it. I'd have to come back to life and do something. I could not take that. All right, my next note. So it's crazy how like they're their worst enemy. Like if they didn't screw up, like okay. Over here, what happened? We see Gail, she grabs the gun, and they both get distracted by her trying to shoot them and all that stuff. And they're also, stabbing each other. Like they didn't make sure everybody was dead and all that stuff. They're stabbing each other to make so that they seem like they were the last survivors and all that. And then they're over there stabbing each other too deep, like, and then like just bleeding out the whole time. It's like they kind of had it. It might, probably not, probably wouldn't. Probably not. Maybe it could have worked. I'd say it could have worked if they actually didn't suck. Yeah, I feel like it could have worked. But they're over there stabbing each other. They're not watching Sid after they're just letting her stand there. They didn't tie her up or anything. She was just standing there in the kitchen while they're over here like, we got you, loser. Doing all that stuff. It's like, yeah, they're their own worst enemy. And then we see Sid. She escapes. She also gets her dad in the closet. And you know what? She hides in the closet from Billy and Stu. But when she goes in the closet, she for some reason took the time to put on the Ghostface outfit and mask before killing him, before popping out the under the stairs closet and killing him. It's like, why'd you take the time to do that? Why what did that gain you other than just for the movie? But like, what did that gain you putting that mask on? It made it hard to see. What do you think he thought? Did you think Billy was gonna think you were Stu or something? Like, why'd you do that? Like, there's truly like, he walked in the closet and she gets caught changing. Step out for a second. Let me. Step out for a second. I gotta do this. I'm like, yeah. I don't know what that play was. My next note is okay. So that was pretty much the movie. The Sid, I'm not Sid, but Billy and Stu, they both get killed. Few of them survive, others don't. Dewey survives. All right. So since I said at the beginning, I already knew who the two killers were because I watched probably like a kill count or something like that, or some type of review video, probably like by like Nerd Explains or something. I don't remember. Like how to be something like that. I watched something like that where I knew who the two killers were, and I put, would I have figured out there were two killers? I think no. I don't think I would have known there were two killers if I had watched the movie without knowing that there were two killers. I don't think I would have found that out. But yeah, would I have thought that Billy was the killer? I put probably. I'm pretty sure I would have at least suspected him of being the killer. Like, he was pretty much suspected all movie. He was even suspicious all movie. But the thing is, would I have thought Stu was the killer? I don't think so. I don't think, Stu was like, a little suspicious, like, especially since I only thought it was one person. I definitely wouldn't have thought Stu. But if I thought it had to be a second person, would I have thought him? I might have thought it was Randy instead, actually. Because he was, because you're saying the killer was like really into horror movies. Not only that, Billy also was saying a lot of stuff about horror movies and all that. So, yeah, I probably would have thought it was Randy if I did find out it was two killers. All right, my next note. I guess go through the killers. I mean, not the killers, but through the characters. Randy, he was annoying. He was also the horror expert. Like, I guess, like, giving the audience an idea of who to suspect, like, or why they suspect people. Yeah, this is gonna just be quick. Stu, he was a killer, kind of weird, always making like weird faces and all that stuff. Tatum was Sid's best friend. Yeah, Sid's best friend. Dewey, totally unrespectable, useless, completely garbage character. He absolutely did nothing all movie. For a sheriff's deputy, he was absolutely useless. Like, this guy, I don't know who hired him, but whoever hired him should be fired, and whoever hired the guy who hired Dewey should be fired. Dewey, you should truly actually ban him from like the whole town, kick him out. Truly, you don't need a guy like that around. Like, yeah, people don't respect him, and they shouldn't respect him. Don't respect a man like Dewey. Okay, Billy, he was a killer. He really likes horror movies. Gail, I didn't talk about Gail too much, but she's really self-centered person. She'll pretty much do anything for the story. Step over anyone is like, she doesn't care too much about who she has to get over on. Sydney, her mom was attacked. She actually, like, she was pretty dumb in this movie. Sydney truly was. She was going to school after being attacked, going to the party after being attacked. Like, if she got killed, she would have deserved it. Truly, she was not thinking about keeping herself alive. Like, later on, sure, but in this movie, like, no, she had no self-preservation. She was not worried about staying alive. So yeah, I mentioned this earlier, but my next note is a horror movie that makes fun of horror movies while being a good horror movie. Like, it's truly it's a goofy movie. It's truly really goofy, and I really like it for that. Like, not every horror movie has to like try to scare you. 'Cause this movie wasn't scary. Like maybe like I could see like maybe some people got jump scared by it because they do like and all that stuff like that. But yeah, I really really liked it. Like this is honestly, I think it might be like my new favorite movie. Like no joke, truly. I really liked it, even though it seemed like honestly, like, I gave the rating a 9.5 out of 10. It would have gotten a 10 if Dewey didn't exist. Like not really, but yeah, I did really like the movie. It's really goofy. Making fun of horror movies and then doing some of the same things is like, yeah, it's just a really really fun movie. Like I really liked it. My actual favorite movie that before this used to be The Truman Show, so it's a big jump from this one, I guess. Um, but yeah, that's it. That's for yeah. So my next thing is Scream 2. I already watched it. Dewey's in there. Dewey do nothing. But yeah, we're gonna see what the next video is gonna be. Scream 2. So be ready for that. So I'm gonna go through all 6 of the movies. So subscribe if you want to see that. So bye bye. Bye bye. Okay. Hello everyone. I'm Manic, and as you can see, I don't own any curtains, so y'all are gonna have to deal with this. The light from my blinds on my face. Also, before I start, I gotta. Oh, I gotta put this on. Got a new mic set up too. Got this from Amazon. Now I'm ready. True YouTuber now. Yeah, after I get curtains. Actually, yeah, after I get curtains, then I'll be a true YouTuber. All right, but Scream 2. It's because I'll talk a little bit about it. It wasn't as good as Scream 1, not even close. It was still an alright movie, it's not. It didn't feel as much like. It doesn't feel as goofy as Scream 1, which is like one of my favorite parts about Scream 1, which was really disappointing about it. They try to take themselves a little more seriously, but I feel like, but still try to keep like the little, the flow of it, just light. But I don't know. I don't think it worked out too well. It was still an alright movie, but let's get into the notes. All right, my first note, I'm excited. I hope it's another banger. I mean, of course, like I didn't think it was gonna be starting off. I didn't think it was gonna be as good as Scream 1. But, this is about how good I thought it was gonna be because it's hard to like, they even say it in the movie. Of course, like sequels are rarely as good as the original. This one's, yeah, it wasn't, but it's still really good. And then my next note, I put like they're really leaning into it being meta this time around, since even in the intro they start off with they're watching the movie, like they're pretty much watching Scream 1, like the characters, like the Scream movie becomes its own movie within the movie called Stab, and they keep they make all the sequels, they're being super meta with the movie. I thought it was a little much. Like I like how like it's all right for a movie to be meta, of course, but like tone it down a little bit. Like they didn't take it as far as to be like super goofy or whatever, really dive into it. So it was just like it was just weird. It was just weird. I feel like in the third movie they did it a little better, but it felt like in this movie it felt just a little weird with being a whole series and all that stuff. Like it makes sense story wise, but movie wise I didn't really like it. All right. So my next note. Oh yeah. So we see the two the beginning characters. I don't remember the names. Names don't really matter anyway. But you know, the girl and her boyfriend. So the boyfriend, you know, he gets stabbed in the ear because he's over there being nosy, listening to somebody. Like, what was he doing? What was it? He was like moaning and groaning in the bathroom. Actually, he wasn't doing that. He was crying about something in the bathroom, and then he got shanked in the ear. And then the girl, like right in the middle of that movie theater, like right in front of everybody, she gets absolutely comboed. Dude started doing strings on her. He was like dun 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 dun, like Tony Hawk combo. Is like, dude, bro, like, he was walloping her. She was getting destroyed. And then after she's getting stabbed, she stumbles up to in front of the screen. She doesn't try to get outside or anything, but she goes to the screen, you know, all that stuff, right in front of the screen. It's like you don't need to be that dramatic. Like it truly, it was not that deep. You going all in front of the screen, and yeah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know why she didn't even try to get past them to move in front of the screen and all that stuff, or to move to the what I call it, main area of the theater. I guess I guess something like that. Thank you, son. So next thing. Okay, then we go back to Sid. It's like poor Sid. Oh my goodness. The first thing she does, you know, they got new technology and all that stuff, so now they got caller ID and all that. But people are still getting her number and calling her about how she was attacked. Like, it's me. What's your favorite scary movie? It's like, golly, Sid, her mom got SA'd and murdered. She got chased by a killer. Her boyfriend was one of the. Actually, she got chased by two killers. Her boyfriend was one of her killers, and then the other one was another one of her friends. And then now she's getting phone calls, prank calls, talking about, do you want to see a scary movie? It's like poor Sid. Oh, like so unlucky. Like that's crazy how awful people are in that universe. But my next note, Gail. You know, Gail's still heartless. She still only cares. I thought by the end of the first movie she would have changed. You know, been a little bit less heartless, especially after like she helped Sid in the end. You know, or well, I guess she survived a thing with Sid in the end of Scream 1. But it's like she has not changed. She's the exact same heartless person, only cares about herself, and then, like, she did not change at all. You know, Gail's still heartless. And then my next note, guess who shows up after being attacked in the first movie? Dewey Do Nothing. That absolutely garbage character comes stumbling back, and then we see him over there. He's over here. Sid. You think I'm gonna be happy to see this absolute garbage character? I don't want him on my screen ever again. I do not want to see this man. I don't want to see anybody related to this man. That's how much I don't like him. And they're playing all that happy music and think I'm gonna be like, Dewey, bro, better get to step, and I'm not gonna be happy when he's on the screen. I will not. I cannot be happy if that man is on the screen. Oh my goodness. Thinking I'm supposed to be happy, but okay. And then my next thing, back to Gail a little bit. So she has we know it like from the story. Cotton. She's the one that Sid accused of SA and murdering her mom. So Gail thinks that like just in the middle of her campus, Sid's college campus, she brings Cotton and a bunch of cameras, and then she thinks some for some reason in her mind that Sid would be okay with having an interview out of nowhere with a person that she has sent to jail for a year under, falsely accused of murder and all that. And Gail thought she was gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I'm ready. What's your first question? Why'd I do it? I didn't know. I thought it was him." And like, what do you think was gonna happen? You really thought she was gonna agree to that? Like, you really thought she was gonna answer the questions and not leave after putting that guy? I'm surprised even Cotton wanted to talk to her at all. Well, actually, it makes sense later in the story. Do want fame bad, but yeah, like that was not gonna happen. I don't know what in her right mind thought that was gonna happen. All right, my next note. So my next note I put there's two again. I guess I was right about it, but I'm thinking one of the killers didn't actually kill. At least what's her name? Billy's mom. I don't think she was actually one of the ones that ran around and killing. I'm sure it was like all Mickey. I'll talk about how I felt about it. I didn't like the killers too much either, like the choice of the killers and like how they were shown in the movie. But I'll talk about that a little bit more later. So yeah, I thought there was a two again at the time I was watching the movie, and then we get to the little like the sorority house, and then whatever her name is, there's a Ghostface in the house with her, running around, like your door's locked, all the generic Ghostface stuff, and then her friend's in the house. She didn't know her friend was in the house, so then right after her friend leaves, the Ghostface calls. What does he say? He's like, "Oh, I'm not actually Ted. I'm still around. You better make sure all your doors are locked." And instead of, making sure going out with her friend, so it'll be 2 against 1, she stays in the house with after that guy's like been threatening her all night. She stays in the house and doesn't run out with a friend. It's like, there's safety in numbers, especially if you're going against the Ghostface, because those guys are made out of, they're like the inflatable tube men. That's what they are with a knife. Those things, you push them, they're gone. You can you do not worry about them if you try to attack. They won't be doing anything to you. Like if you put a banana peel like in the next room over, they'll run past you, slip on the banana peel, and then come back and attack you. That's how garbage these guys are. Like, don't worry about them, especially with more than one person. And we see they're still bad at ambushes. He jumps her, he misses, he goes through the chase, he gets her in the end. It's like, it's the Ghostface way. You legally cannot be a Ghostface and be good at ambushing people. It's not what they do. It's against the rules. All right, my next, and I'll talk about the costume. They can't do both basic motor functions. Is ridiculous. Okay, my next note. I put, the movie. This was like right after Sid was in the house, and then the Ghostface tried to attack her while she was in the house. And then the boyfriend ran in to go and help, and then the whole police force was like, all like, "You went in, you only got stabbed. That was it." It's like, I get why they're doing it. It's like the same with the first movie, but it feels like a little bit more, like a little bit too much, because we just had like one character that was Randy. He's like, "Hey, that's pretty suspicious. That's weird." He was pretty much saying that about everybody, and now we got the entire police force like, how is that happening? That doesn't make much sense. It's like, all right with a little bit theorizing, like for the characters in the movie. Like, it's good that they're guessing who it is, but it's like, ugh. It's like every time something suspicious happens, the movie calls it out. It's like sometimes, like, let us theorize a little bit. Like, uh, yeah, that's yeah. Just I feel like they didn't give it too much to let us theorize about it too much. It was like, yeah, a bit much. It was a bit much. And then we see Sid. She actually learns. She becomes a better protagonist, and she gets some protection. What she had? I'm pretty sure she had pepper spray or a taser. It was one of the two. She had one of those, so she's actually trying to defend herself, which is crazy. Because it's not like we don't have to worry about any Dewey's not gonna do anything. So like he was like, I'm gonna protect you. Then he, of course he doesn't. Dewey does nothing. So, and then about 46 minutes in the movie, I make my first pick. You know who I pick? I pick Derek and Mickey. That's who I think the killers are. So I got one right in the beginning. My picks do change. So the thing about picking Mickey, I thought he was gonna be in the movie like way more, because he's in like, other than like the ending, of course, he's in like 3 scenes like the entire movie. When we first met him with Randy in the theater class, then he's at the lunch table with everybody, and then at that party he was there. But by that time in the movie, I thought he was gonna be much bigger figure in the movie, like, because that's pretty much it. He was barely in the movie, but he was one of the killers. Like, I thought it was more Derek, because because he was actually in the movie a lot. It's like, if you're gonna have somebody be the killer and have like a who done it type of movie, you have to give like the guy some more screen time than like 3 or 4 scenes. It's like, I'll talk about the other killer. What's her name? Pep, or Billy's mom. She was in the movie a lot, but she was like playing as another character. Either I wasn't paying attention enough, or they didn't explain too much that it was Billy's mom. It was like until the end. So she wasn't really killing, but she was like, I guess, like giving money to Billy. I think that's not Billy, but to Mickey. I think that's what he was saying near the end. So it felt like a little just thrown in, like, oh, we got to have 2 killers, and they're just like, Billy's mom. I didn't. Like, I felt the killers like could have been way better. Like, yeah, I don't think they did the killers too well for this movie. Like, or like I know they try to focus on the boyfriend a lot to throw us off, but if you're gonna focus that much, you gotta give us a little bit of something. Like, you gotta put Mickey in there. If you focus too much on the red herring, it becomes like less of a red herring, and more you're just trying to, like, I want to say just trying to trick us, but that's what a red herring does. But yeah, I can't put the words to it, but yeah, I hope y'all get what I mean. But my next one, yeah, and then Randy calls out both my picks, Derek and Mickey. So yeah, that's another thing with the theorizing stuff, but it's not too bad. So I kind of thought my picks were right after Randy said it, but okay. My next note. This is about Cotton. It's like, I put Cotton needs to back up. I know they would get paid for the TV appearance, but I wouldn't want to be anywhere near someone who made me spend a year in prison wrongfully. So this is in after Sid gets some police protection, and they're in the library, and then one of the Ghostface sends her a message like, I'm gonna kill you, and all that, the Ghostface stuff. And so as the 2 police officers are searching the library, going through all the computers, they tell Sid, "Hey, go sit next to the doorway. Where people can come in and come out. Where lots of people are going down the hallway. And then we're gonna just like not look at you. Our person that we're supposed to be protecting, our person that's gonna be attacked. Go next to that doorway, and we're not gonna look at you, but you'll be safe over there for sure." And then Cotton, he he tells her like, "Oh yeah, come over here, let's talk." She goes out of the room, like, and then right next to the doorway, and the cops don't notice after they're talking for like a while, like 5-10 minutes, but maybe not that long, at least 5 minutes, I'd say. And the cops do not notice that she left the room. And then Khan's all like, "Come on, you gotta come on to the show with me. We can get a lot of money, $10,000. Come on, come to the movie." They also try to make Cotton like a red herring. I didn't fall for that one though. That one seemed a little too obvious. But he was a weirdo though. He's like, "Come on, let's have a movie. Get my name cleared." I mean, it's like, yeah, I get what he means, like getting your name cleared, but they caught the killers. Like what? I wouldn't want to be near somebody who falsely accused me. He wants it. He wants fame that badly that he'd be willing to do it, but I don't know. Yeah, and then like after a while, he starts getting. He starts getting loud and chases her in the room like, "Oh, Sid, you're the worst," or whatever he was saying about her. And then all of a sudden, now the police are like, "Oh, Sid, oh yeah, the person supposed to protect," and then go grab him like, "Oh, we got you now. You better stay away." He could have folded her 14 different times and they wouldn't even have noticed. Like, I don't know what it is with the cops in this world. They are absolutely garbage at their job. They do not do their job. All right. And my next note is I have my second guess. It's an hour and 9 minutes in. My new guess is Mickey again and the cameraman. Like, I don't know why I guessed the cameraman. I guessed probably because, was this the van one? Yeah, I think this was. Yeah. I think this is about the time like one of the Ghostface was in the van and grabbed Randy in and killed him. So that's probably why I was guessing a cameraman. I never even learned the cameraman's name. I put that down there for like the entire time for my notes, cameraman. But yeah, the camera guy didn't do anything the entire movie. He just filmed. All right. Next one. Oh yeah, so we see Gail starts to get a taste of her own medicine with how she's always in everybody's face like right after a traumatic event, like how did you feel that your family died? Oh, so now that you just got out of the hospital for breaking all your limbs, how was that? Oh, it hurt? Oh, yes. Tell me more about it. Like it's like she does not care. So yeah, the other reporters are all in her face trying to get her to ask all questions about this how the killings are going and all that stuff. She got a taste of her own medicine, and you'd think that would change her a little bit. It doesn't. Of course not. Gail doesn't change. She doesn't change. My next note. Oh yeah, we get this little second this little what do I call it? The love story between Gail and Dewey. They started like they weren't together. In the first movie, they were like they wanted each other and all that stuff. Then I guess they tried to date during the movie, but Gail wrote the book about how much of a moron and idiot and how worthless and absolute garbage that Dewey is, or something around that area. And then he was like, "I can't believe that's what you think of me, Gail. Like you think I'm just like just this dim-witted guy? Yes, it's like that's what you are, man." He'd somehow look in the mirror, Dewey, and tell me that you're not an absolute moron, Dewey. It's okay, but yeah. So I put like they were made for each other. Two horrible characters getting together. Like, yeah, perfect for each other. And all right. And then we see I put in my notes. We see like Gail is running away from the ghost face. Um, after Dewey gets like he gets like pushed or something. I don't know. He's somehow the ghost face gets past him and chases after Gail. And then there's like a what was it? Like a recording studio. Dewey's on one side, Gail's on the other. Gail can't hear him. Then Dewey's on the mic like, Gail, I'm here. And then the ghost face stabs him in the back and it's like, oh no, Dewey, no, I don't want you to die, Dewey. You're such a yeah. I didn't miss him that he died, but then he didn't. He came back to life. Dewey do nothing, never dies. Like, it sucks that such an awful character is immune to death, but oh well, can't always be lucky. My next note. Okay, so I make my final guess. This is an hour and 24 minutes in the movie. I guess Derek and the cameraman. So, wait, did I already say that? No, I didn't. So yeah, I guess Derek and the cameraman. So, I completely forgot about Mickey because he stopped being in the movie. Like, he wasn't, like, he was barely even in the movie. So I stopped thinking about him. They kept focusing so hard on Derek like crazy. I feel like they really wanted us to believe is like it was Derek and Mickey. I feel like that's what they wanted us to believe. So yeah, I put Derek and the cameraman. And this was what really set me off for Derek was because in the last one I didn't put Derek. Derek was saying like, oh, when this is all over, I'll still be here. Is that not one of the most ominous things you could say, like in a horror movie? Once this is over, I'll still be here. Does that not sound like he's about to kill her? But he was somehow the good guy. Like they tried so hard to make him a red herring that like they were making like they're kind of making it a little unfair. Like that's like it was kind of ridiculous. Oh yeah, in my next note, I put, why does every officer suck? Both of them got folded by Ghostface. This was like, okay. So the cops, they were driving both Sid and her friend Hal, and then Ghostface, while they were apart, Ghostface busts through a window, and then what does he do to one of them? Stabs him or something, gets him killed. And then the other guy, for some reason he falls out of the car. I'm guessing he gets stabbed. Ghostface throws him out of the car. And then Ghostface gets control of the car. So Ghostface ends up with just a knife. Takes down two officers, both with guns. He got a good ambush. He actually worked somehow. He got a good ambush. And then afterwards, one of them, he goes in front of the car with a gun. I see why he didn't shoot, because he could have killed the others. But yeah, he Ghostface took down both of them. He got the jump on both of them. He took down both of them. They both lost. The cops in this movie are absolute garbage. I don't know what it is. I don't know. They're awful. Then my next note. This part was pretty annoying. So they get Ghostface. He's driving all around, and then they get into a car crash. Then they wake up. Ghostface is still knocked out. So Hal and Sid are stuck in the back of the car. They can't get out because it's a police car. The back is locked. So they peel back the little metal bars, and but they had to crawl over the Ghostface. You would think that maybe they would stab him while he's down there. They'd probably go to jail for that, but I don't know. Maybe they could make a case. I don't know. But fine. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, not stabbing him right there or anything like that. So they crawl over him, but before Sid crawls over him, she has the chance to pull off the mask. So she reaches for the mask and accidentally honks the horn and gets scared and goes back. And and then she crawls all the way over him, tries to open the door. She can't open it. Hal crawls all the way over him. And then instead of taking off the mask, which would take like 5 seconds, like one, two, three. Like it would not take long at all to take that mask off of that guy's head. Instead, what do? They don't try to take that off. They run away for like 20 steps or so. Then says like, oh, I gotta do it. I gotta see who this is. I gotta see who the guy is. Hal's like, we don't go back. What's wrong with you? Don't go back. The fact that they even had to go back was one. The fact that they even had to go back, and then once Sid goes back, the Ghostface escaped out the window, of course, because it's Ghostface. I guess, it runs around the back, grabs Hal, folds her, and then Sid runs away. It's like they could have easily guessed who or taken that mask off. It does not. That one was so dumb. They tried to like cover for it, like, oh, I've got to see it. That was such a dumb scene. My next note, I put this is the end. I got Mickey right at least, and I put my next note. I didn't suspect the reporter in the slightest. Like I don't know. Did anybody suspect it? Anybody who watched this movie? Did anybody suspect the reporter as being the killer at all? Did anybody suspect her as more as just a reporter or not working with the killer? It's like I don't know if anybody suspected her, but I definitely didn't. And I talked about how I suspected Mickey in the beginning, but yeah. But that was pretty much the end of the movie. They have they have the little fight scene on the stage and all that stuff. That was that was fine. That's cool. So my next note, I put sequels are rarely as good as the originals, like I said before. So yeah, I feel like Mickey wasn't in the movie enough. I suspected him in the beginning, but I thought he would be around like way more. He seemed like like sort of like I guess like Randy in the first movie. He wasn't there like the entire time, He wasn't like the main focus, but he was always there. He was always popped up a few times in the background. He was always around. He wasn't just like gone. That's what I thought Mickey was gonna be like, but he wasn't like that. Yeah, if I feel like they would have given the killer a little more screen time. For overall, the movie, it just didn't feel as fun as the first one. Like, and also with the killers didn't feel very guessable, especially not the reporter. I don't know. Maybe y'all would have guessed her, but I don't think she would have been a guess for most people. I feel like they took the movie like way more seriously than they did the first one, which was kind of disappointing. Like I feel like the little the unseriousness was like a big draw of the movie for the first movie. Like for the first movie, I felt like it was like one step away from scary, maybe like one step away from Scary Movie. Scary Movie was like absolute, just like mostly a comedy. Maybe like a few steps away from Scary Movie. There's funny moments, and then they still try to scare you, but I feel like it was good balance. This movie is like they still try to make it a little. They still try to a little bit on the comedy side. Having stab being a big part of the movie. Like having the movie be a part of the movie. That something like that. It's like they still had it, but I feel like it wasn't as good as the first. The comedy of the movie. And my rating for the movie, I gave it a 7 out of 10. It's like it's not a bad movie. It's just like not a bad movie at all. But I feel like it missed what was great about the first movie. Yeah, so that's how I felt about the movie. I feel like the killers weren't great. The killer choice wasn't great. they could have been in the movie way more. But yeah, that's about it. So my next one is gonna be Scream 3. Got to get into that one. I'll say right now, I did like Scream 3 more than Scream 2. But we can see that later. So, all right, then that's it. So, bye. Jeez. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Manic, and I did a double play. Recorded this one like right after my last one, and I gotta say, for Scream 3, yeah, I liked it way better than Scream 2. But I wouldn't say way better, but I think it was better than Scream 2. They went they didn't try so hard to be like Scream 1. Like they went their own way and all that stuff. It's so weird. Like the killer was actually threatening, like a threatening ghostface. Isn't that crazy? And then I can't even say it. It's so. I might have something nice to say about Dewey. Like, I know it sounds crazy because Dewey does nothing, but I don't know about number 3. Like everybody started changing. Everybody's. I kind of want to throw up. It's like. Okay, I'll get to it. No, I got my wristband. I'll get to it. So, my first note. We see Cotton at the very beginning, and I gotta say, 100% Cotton is a banger name for a TV show. It's like Cotton. He got all popular because he was like the hero of the last movie and all that stuff, and he got his own talk show, pretty much a podcast. Like he would have been good if he was still around nowadays. I guess actually I didn't even see what happened, what he talked about on his show. He was talking about like a reckless driver before or something like that. But yeah. Okay. So how long was I muted? Okay, I was muted for like 5 seconds. Y'all see that? Like I'm on it. My reactions, I saw it instantly and I was like I don't know. Okay. Yeah, so all right. So, Cotton was in the beginning, all that stuff. Yeah. Okay. So my next note: these killers need to give up on Sid. Like, she's like a legendary grizzly bear. I put in my notes. Like, how many times did somebody have to come after another person before you realize, give it up, dude? Like, I know she's not. No, she's not like a super. She's not like a, like a Navy SEAL or something. She's not like a combat oriented. She's just some random girl who's just unkillable. But at some point, you gotta like something's protecting her, and you're not gonna get through it. You're like, give it up. It's not gonna work. Like you're not gonna have her head on the wall. You're gonna die trying. You have no chance against her. All right. And then we see Cotton's girlfriend. He's in the house, or she's in the house. After Cotton gets the threatening call from the ghost face, and then we see her like she gets out of the shower and all that stuff. She doesn't even dry off. She's over here tracking water all through the house, like She's wearing a towel, but she doesn't dry off, and then she gets all on the carpet, walking all through the house with dripping water and all that stuff. It's like, what'd you put the towel on for? You didn't want the ghost to see you in what ghost face to see you? It's like, I don't know. What I don't know. No wonder she got killed. She can't even do something as simple as dry herself off. I'm surprised she didn't slip on the hall trying to run away from Ghostface. She probably did, actually. I don't. Did she? Probably. Okay. My next note. So we saw in this movie, the Ghostface the Ghostface of this movie. What was his name again? Roman. He got he got upgrades because in each Scream movie, new technology comes out. They got to implement it in the movie. Like, he was getting everybody with that voice changer, every single person. They didn't find out until like the very end of the movie that a voice changer was being used. Every single person fell for it. Like, he was popping off. Like really, he was the most lethal Ghostface out of everybody. I mean, that's probably because they're trying to. I'll talk about this a little more at the end, but he's supposed to be like the Ghostface ringleader. Like, he made Billy into the Ghostface. Like, he trained him into being a Ghostface. Yeah, but I'll talk about it a little bit later. That was a pretty lame part of the movie, but yeah, that's he was getting everybody. Like, think about. I mean, nowadays it'll be a little less effective because we got all this AI stuff going on. But back then, like, golly, they were really good voiceovers too. Like, so like he could. It was pretty much like it was today. He could say anything and it sounded just like them. He had everybody's voice. Like, dude was popping off. All right. Oh yeah. In my next note, I want to see someone actually 1v1 a Ghostface because they are super weak. But in this movie, I don't know. Because this Ghostface, this is why. Okay, I'm skipping ahead a little bit. I thought it was Detective Kincaid like the whole time. Because, normally with the Ghostface, they're a bunch of wimps. They're a bunch of chumps. I talked about, you push them, they fly through the moon. You blow air on them, like they're gonna be like you can't. These guys are weak. They're absolutely weak. But this one, since he's the ringleader or something, like he was a different beast. He wore a bulletproof. He's taking bullets, taking shots. Wore a bulletproof vest. He was formidable, not falling down all the time. Like, no wonder he was the leader. But that's why I thought it was Detective Kincaid, because I thought it would have to be somebody with some type of combat experience or something, not just like a director or whatever what was his name, Roman was. It's like, yeah, that's why I thought it was Kincaid like the entire movie. It was. But I don't know. He just does better, I guess, because he taught the others or whatever. And then my next note. How has Gail still not changed? We see, like, at the beginning with Gail, I believe this is how she starts. She's in a little, some type of, what is it called? Like a book showcase, or she was getting some type of award. She was like, do whatever you got to do to get the shot. You got to burn all your bridges so you can be the very best there was. You have no friends, all enemies. And just like, I would think at this point, she really does not change. Like, I would think at some point after all she's been through, she would have stopped being so horrible. I mean, she wasn't as horrible throughout the movie, but golly, did they. I thought she would have been a lot different by now. It's actually ridiculous how she has not changed after so long. In my next note, we see I put, who is Silent Bob? So they were talking about something about Silent Bob. I think that's like a movie or it's a TV show. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. Let me switch. Jay and Silent Bob. What is this? Fictional characters which are. What is this? Okay, but what is it? They don't say what it is. Fictional characters. Yeah, I know they're fictional characters. I don't think they're real people, but what are they? What do they do? Is it a YouTube show? No, was YouTube? Okay, so it is a movie. Or a blunt man and the fat movie checks. What the heck? Okay, so all right, I'm guessing they're probably like comedies or something. They're all right. Okay, whatever. Who cares? So that's what they are. Probably a comedy movie or something. Okay, and then we see like the worst security guard ever. My next note. He hears a noise. You know what he does? Like he walked into the building. Let me start over. He walks into the building where he's supposed to make sure there's nobody there because he's a security guard. He's closing up and all that stuff. But as he's about to leave, he hears I think her name's Susan or something, make some type of noise in there. And then you know what he does? He's like, must have been a win. And then he leaves. He just leaves. He hears a noise as plain as day, and he walks out the building. He's like, he doesn't even, I don't think he even asks if anybody's there because he 100% does not check if anybody's there. And he walks out of the building. Like, new Dewey, huh? Dewey's son? Dewey's cousin? I don't know. But that guy, it was ridiculous. Absolutely. I don't know what it is. See, security, anyone who's supposed to be protecting anybody, they are absolute garbage. It's ridiculous. I don't think there's been a single good one. There hasn't been a single good security guard. Police officer, sheriff's officer, they are all garbage. It's ridiculous. It's like, just like Ghostface get a debuff, like if you're anybody who's protecting someone else gets the debuff. It's, my goodness. Yeah, and then I put like, this Ghostface is my next note. This Ghostface is built different. He folded. Oh, it was Sarah. I wrote it. He folded Sarah at work. He goes to her job and absolutely folds her. Like, she's throwing stuff at him. He's eating it. He's not getting hit by something like, you know what I mean? He's absolutely eating it like an actual serial killer. Actually, somebody who wants to kill you. He is taking the hits. He keeps on going. It's like, this is a lot different from, Scream 1 and 2. Like, I kind of like how they're doing it. Like, switch it up a little bit. Like, they're not trying so hard to follow in the first one's footsteps. They're kind of doing their own thing a little bit by not fully committing to, like, since it's the trilogy, it has to be like the first one. It could be different, but you don't have to try to make the same movie. Just like, like, y'all get what I mean. You can switch it up a little bit is what I'm saying. Okay, my next note. This is gonna sound crazy. I mentioned this at the beginning, but Dewey Do Nothing does something. I can't believe it. Like, it's an absolute miracle. This Dewey Do Nothing did something. Like, it doesn't sound right. It goes against his entire nature. Being useful and Dewey cannot go in the same sentence unless you put not in front of useful. He's gone 2 entire movies doing nothing, and then in the 3rd movie he's just like, you know what? How about I'm not useless? How about I switch it up a little bit? And this man switches it up. Like, I still don't respect him, but great job. Okay. Like, so, okay, I didn't even say what he did. He actually does a decent amount, like, but this is the first one. So, Dewey. He removed Sid's file because he got a call, or the sheriff's office was telling him that he got a call, or telling them that they got a call from someone searching about the files for the movie. You know what he did? He went to the sheriff's office. He took the file so the ghostface couldn't take it. Like that's so crazy. How's he doing more than he did when he was a sheriff? When he had a gun. Well, he still has a gun in this movie, but how is he? It's crazy. It's like, my goodness, he's a different man. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about it. Like, you see, it's crazy. I'm smiling and talking about Dewey at the same time. He's like, okay, that's enough. My next note. Okay, so they get the script because the killer's like following the script. Who dies in the order of the script? Who gets killed next? So there's 3 different scripts, and 3 different people die in those scripts. So you would think that the police would put all 3 of those people under police protection. Guess what they do? They don't do that. Like, y'all don't need to guess. It's pretty obvious. They don't do that. They instead, did they put anybody under protection? I don't think so. So, yeah, they do none of them. Again, the police officers, the sheriffs, they refuse to be useful. Maybe I don't know why I'm saying this, but maybe it's because Dewey became a sheriff's officer, or sheriff's deputy. Maybe that's why he did nothing. Maybe he's like, it took him like 2 moves to rub off all the sheriffness, all the uselessness of the the sheriff's department, and now it's all rubbed off. He's actually doing something. I think I'm onto something. I truly do. I think I'm onto something. It's he was still debuffed. You had to time it out. Maybe that's it. Maybe he's the most useful character in the entire series, and they had to weaken him, so they made him a sheriff. Okay. Next note. Okay, so we see Sid. Sid's not playing around anymore. She, after being attacked by, how many Ghostface was that? 1, 2, 4 Ghostface. She isn't playing anymore. She's strapped up. She's got a gun. She's living remote. She's got a dog. She's got a security on her outside fence. Security on her for her door on her house. She's done playing. She is not. If she's gonna get jumped, she's going down. She's taking them down with her. She is not playing anymore. She went from pepper spray to bringing the Glock. She's done. She's done playing. Okay, my next notes. So my next note. The bodyguard. So the bodyguard for Gail's, the person that's playing as Gail. He sounds like Crunk, doesn't he? If y'all saw the movie, let me look it up. Who is Scream? I'm gonna go to the let me let y'all see it. So let me see. What was his name? Steve. Was it? Yeah, I think it was Steven Stone. Does he play Crunk or something? He does. I knew I recognized his voice. He is Crunk. That's crazy. I knew he sounded just like him. He That's crazy. He's actually Kronk. I knew he sounded like him. That's cool. Patrick Warburton. All right. See, look at this. See how happy these movies make me. See, Dewey starts doing something. Kronk's in the movie. That's cool. All right. My next note. I put, who is this Ghostface? Like he's so efficient and he isn't stumbling everywhere. So he gets to jump on what's this what happened? Yeah, he gets to jump on Kronk. So he's waiting in the what's it called? The trailer for him. Like and he gets behind him. I see why he stumbled a little. Well, not stumbled, but he took a few hits to get him because Kronk's a big guy. But he did well. Roman is built different. He is the top tier Ghostface by far. He's the ringleader for a reason. Even though I don't think there should be a ringleader, but it makes sense that he was the top dog because dude was popping off the entire movie. And yeah, I put my next note. An intimidating Ghostface is so strange, and I kind of like it. All right, so my next note, my first killer guess. It was at 49 minutes, and I thought Detective Kincaid. And then my next one is an hour and 1 minute, which I thought was Detective Kincaid and Angelina. So the reason I thought it was Angelina because y'all remember the bathroom scene. She even like we see her get on the toilet and all that stuff. It was a red herring move. She gets on the toilet. She has a ghost face mask. I thought it was like, like a double fake. Make it so obvious that she did it that, you think, oh, it's a trick. But, it wasn't her. She didn't do it. Or she isn't the killer. And then, yeah, we see her get killed a little later and all that stuff. And I put Kincaid is like, Kincaid was so suspicious throughout this movie. Like he was at the office, he would have like all those notes about Sid, like a full file for her and all that stuff. He had oh yeah, when she was asking like Dewey was asking who all had my phone. He was like, oh, Kincaid had it, and then did he say it was also Roman? Maybe he did say it was also Roman, but he also said Kincaid had the phone. Like he was so suspicious throughout the whole movie, and then he was the Ghostface was all strong and stuff. So yeah, I really thought it was him, but yeah. And then my next note, I put this voice modifier is a cheat code because when was this part? I'm guessing this was after. This is when Dewey and Gale and Gale 2 was also in the car. He was calling them. He called them up with the voice modifier like, "This is Sid. I'm going to the party. Y'all better meet me over there," and all that stuff. And then it's like, actually the bad part, like, this is the first time a Ghostface got caught with their outfit or without their outfit. Like they went into like a little closet thing. They saw all his stuff. It was just sitting there like just ready for him to like, oh, let me just ready to all put on. He got his suit all ironed out. He got his mask all dusted off and all that stuff. His little voice modifier sitting there all ready to go. And then they just find it and take his voice modifier and stuff. It's like, why did he leave it there? Like he couldn't have just like left it in like a different room, locked the door or something. Why did he just leave it in some random room? And then he left his phone over there too. It's like, and then it was also in there. Like, I see why he wouldn't have the phone on him, but golly, he just left it out pretty much so easily accessible for anybody to take. All right. Okay, and then we see this guy. See, he is way too good at it. Like, my next note, Who is this guy? Agent 47. What a knife throw. He's over here throwing knives. Like, where was it? They were on the steps. I think it was Dewey at the top of, yeah, Dewey was at the top of the stairs, about to come down and save Gale. And I think he like ran out of ammo or something like that. But Roman, he threw the knife and it hit him. It was a great throw. That's what I'm talking about. How would I not think that is Kincaid when this guy is dude's an assassin. But this guy was directing movies, but all of a sudden he's an assassin. He's throwing knives. He's getting to jump on people. He's eating bullets. He's smart enough to bring bulletproof vests. Like, he's just like the only competent Ghostface. It's so, you would think that it's somebody who's trained or something. At least that's what I would think. Yeah, and then the next note, Roman's the mastermind behind all three of the movies. Now, I'm not a big fan of that. Like, I don't know I don't think they like really need a mastermind for the Ghostface. I liked how it was like, at least how it seemed. It was like just random people who they wanted to kill somebody. They wanted to kind of like a cult. I guess then he would be like a cult leader, but you don't need a cult leader. It's just like, or like, I don't know how to say it. Like the mask is its own thing. Like, you put on the mask, you become the Ghostface. Like, there's nobody controlling you. You're just connected to it. You just wanted to become the serial killer or something like that. I feel like there was no point in having like a mastermind for that. Like, you seen like, oh, Billy got trained. Like, why? Why did they train him? Like, it's not like he did crazy well or something or anything. Well, I guess he did get away with it for like a year or so, but that's because somebody took the fall for it. And like, he taught him to have a partner and all that stuff. And I don't know. I don't know why they didn't need a mastermind. He could have just been the third guy. Yeah, they also talked about during the movie, it's the trilogy. You can throw everything out the window. You can add all this extra stuff. All the meta stuff they like throwing in and all that stuff. But I think the mastermind thing was pretty dumb. But like that's Sid's brother. Like, okay, that's fine. And like, it doesn't really matter. Who cares? I guess. A little bit more goofy, I guess, but I'm not too bad about that. Yeah, and then in my next note, the villains always have to explain how they think they'll get away with it. Like, it's pretty much like a Scream movie. Like, you gotta have it in a Scream movie because they do it like every single time for whatever reason. But yeah. Then my next note. So Gale stops being selfish and Dewey is useful. It's like she gets less selfish during the movie, like trying to help everybody. Like she's working with the detectives to stop everyone. I mean, I guess that also protects herself because Ghostface is probably gonna come after her because he was going after everyone. But But I think she was like, less selfish during the end of the movie. But I haven't seen 4 by the end of this. If she's in it, she's probably going to be completely revert back to being selfish because that's what they seem to love doing. She can't change, I guess. And Dewey, he was actually useful throughout the entire movie. It's an alternate reality. They really switched it up with number 3. It's like they really switched it up. Like, I talked about how useful he was. I almost said great. He was not great. I would not call him great. You can't just erase 2 movies of being, borderline helping the killer. Like, at least in number 1, sending her, taking Sid to that party, borderline helping the killer. Yeah, it's crazy. I can't call him Dewey Do Nothing for this movie because he did something. You know what? I call him Dewey Do Nothing or Dewey Do Something sometimes. Dewey Do. Nah, it doesn't work. You know what? If I haven't watched number 4 by now, if Dewey does something, if he's in number 4 and he's actually useful in number 4, I won't call him Dewey Do Nothing anymore. I'll take it back. I won't take it back. He doesn't deserve for it to be taken back. But I will not call him Dewey Do Nothing anymore. I will call him Dewey. I'm still not going to call him Dwight. He doesn't deserve to be called Dwight. I will call him Dewey. I will not call him Dewey Do Nothing anymore. Okay. So my next note. I think it's better than 2 because like 2, I feel like it tried too hard to be number 1, and it also, yeah, I talked about why I didn't like number 2 in number 2, so I don't really need to talk about that again. I like how the killer's a threat in this movie and less goofy. I do prefer the goofy killer, but it's nice to switch it up a little bit. Like I said this before, nice to switch it up, a change of pace, like having him not stumbling over like a blade of grass or how they usually do and all that stuff. But it's like I didn't suspect Roman, especially at the ending, because saw he was like all drunk and then he was like stabbed. So I really thought that wasn't him, and like again how competent he was in killing people. How it doesn't make any sense. Like you would think it would be somebody who, I keep saying the same stuff. All right. So last note, end of the trilogy. And I wonder if they're going to like switch up the formula for the next 3, cuz at least in 5 and 6 from what I saw in the note or from just the posters and all that stuff, completely different set of characters. I'm guessing maybe it's a remake or something. I haven't watched them. And Scream 4 is like, Scream 1 through 3 was all made pretty close to each other, maybe like a few years apart or so. This one is 11 years later, so all the characters are much older if they're still in it or not. But yeah, it's like in the rating, I gave it an 8 out of 10, so it was pretty good. I liked it. I really liked it, and now I'm gonna go watch the other 3. So. I'll see y'all later. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Oh man. Hello everyone. I'm Manic, and Scream 4 was just I think it was alright overall. Super meta as always. They did a little like extra omega meta at the beginning, but I can give them a bit of a pass on that because since between the 3rd and the 4th movie has been like 11 years, so they got to get it all out. They've been storing all the meta-ness, so they gotta say like, oh, this is how normal movies do it. This is what we've been doing. Y'all know how Scream movies go. They gotta explain everything right at the beginning, and let me get to it. I'll just get to the notes. Okay, so yeah, this is 11 years later, and yeah, even the cover of the movie has changed. Like, it doesn't have like the little face on the cover like it had before, like with the little eyeball and all that stuff on there. It like it was just Ghostface. Ghostface over here, like doing all that. So they're changing it all up. Like, the trilogy's over. It's a kind of a new a new spin on it, just a little bit new. But 5 and 6 get really new. But yeah, let me get into it. So we see at the beginning, where they keep doing the Inception stab movies, like, oh, is this the start of the movie? Is this the start of the movie? Yeah, in one of those starts of the movie, we see they're talking to a girl, Ghostface, one of the girls is, and then he was like, oh, I'm gonna cut your head off, and you're gonna be dead, and all that stuff. And then she was like, the phone's for you. It's like, would you not be scared at all if somebody called you and like, I'm gonna cut your head off, even if you like most likely thought that it was a prank? You wouldn't think at all like, maybe I should like call the police. Maybe I should make sure my doors are locked, which the doors already should have been locked. Maybe you should do something other than just like give your phone to your sister and be like, you can deal with it. Like, another one of these guys trying to threaten to kill me. Oh no. And they're still doing the stab thing. They were like they're on stab 7. It's crazy how the original, or Scream, is about to catch up with the movie, and how, like, I'm guessing in the story, the stab movies get more and more nonsensical, just like how the Scream movies are getting more and more nonsensical. It's like they keep trying to be meta about it, like, the keyword meta. They keep trying to say like, oh, as it gets longer, it starts making sense, and like making fun of themselves. But it's like, you're still not releasing that great of movies, so like, why are you making fun of yourselves for not making good movies when you could just make a better movie or something? It's like, yeah. I don't get it. I don't know what they're. Yeah, I don't get it. The next one. So we go back to the normal times. Well, the Scream world. No more stab. We see Sid. She became an actor, so that's cool. Hasn't been chased by Ghostface in about 11 years. So great job for Sid. Dewey. By the way, Dewey and Gail got married. That happened last movie. I forgot to mention it because Dewey's an absolute loser. Worthless. Who cares about Dewey's absolute garbage can? Gail, she's so self-centered and like doesn't care about anyone but herself. So she absolutely sucks as well. So it's like, I didn't. That's not something I was really worried about. It's not something I'm like, yay, Dale and yay, Dewey and Gail. Like, hooray, the two awful characters getting together. Like, who cares? But on Dewey, for some reason, Dewey got let back onto the force. Like they let him back on after his performance in Scream 1. And actually, I don't think he was an officer in Scream 2, right? No, he was. He was probably like on leave or something due to getting injured. Scream 3, okay. I gave Dewey Scream 3. I gave him Scream 3. He did something in Scream 3. I gave him Scream 3, okay? I gave it to him. Barely deserves it, but I gave it to him. But they let this guy back on. Like, Scream 3 doesn't erase your awfulness. They let him back on the force. After, him doing nothing. Not only that, not only did they let him back on the force, they made this man sheriff. They made him, he's the top. Dewey's the top dog. Dewey do nothing is the sheriff. And, I was going to say it makes sense because of how, I guess it does make sense. The most incompetent person would be the head of the sheriff's office if they're all full of like the worst people at protecting people like to ever exist. So I guess it would make sense that Dewey's the sheriff of such a bunch of incompetent people. So And also, we meet Kirby. She's over here speeding and running stop signs, and like they're just riding with her. We got both not the killers. Well, I guess yeah, one of the killers is in the car. The other characters, what was it? It was Let me look through my notes. I don't remember her name. Jill, and their other friend. So they're just in the car talking and all that stuff. And then she's over here speeding, almost about to run stop signs, like not paying attention to the road. It's like who gave her license? How she get her license? Like, and then she also drove like speeding by Dewey. He was like, slow down. Like, of course Dewey does nothing. You don't expect Dewey to do anything. He wouldn't say anything about that. Dewey's the cool cop, or I don't know, something, but. I hate Dewey. Okay. So I'll move on to my next one. So Dewey says he's talking to Judy, and he's like, they're putting all the kids around the in Woodsboro put up all the Ghostface like statues, not statues, but they put Ghostface costumes on top of the light posts and everything, like for Halloween and all that. And then he wants to be like, one generation's tragedy is the next joke. Like, they've been clowning Sid for being attacked since the second movie. It's like she never stopped being the butt of the joke. Like, since the second movie, we had like the entire school running around in the Ghostface outfit, like she getting phone calls about what's your scary movie. Like, she's been like, absolute. Sid has never caught a break this entire movie. I don't know what he's acting like all of a sudden now it's happening. Like, everybody's all of a sudden clowning her. She's been getting harassed since she's been attacked the first time. It's actually ridiculous how this town has treated her. Is truly ridiculous. And yeah, they start trying to Judy's trying to like glaze Dewey a little bit. It's like, don't ever say anything nice about this man. Well, I guess it makes sense to glaze the sheriff for being useless, because that's their goal, to be as useless as possible. We see later in this movie how useless we see in all the Scream movies how useless the cops are. It's like, but I'll talk about how useless they are in this movie too. Yeah, and then there's this scene. So after Sid comes back from wherever she was, I don't remember, but she's doing her little book signing in the library, and at some point a Ghostface sneaks a bunch of bloody posters and notebooks and also a phone in there into the trunk of her car. And as Judy's trying to like tell everybody, oh, get back, we see Gail. She's coming up like move out of the way. I get to at least see it. Moving her arm all out of the way and all that stuff. Like, let me see. Like, Judy out of fold Gail. Like, she's like, not only she's pushing her arm down, like interfering with police business. Judy already doesn't like her. She ought to give her a falcon punch, give her a shoryuken, give her something, bro. Don't let Gail treat you like that. Gail is absolute garbage. Like, don't let her treat you like that, Judy. You're better than her. You're better than her, Judy. All right. What's my next one? Okay. So here's about the cops. So Trevor, Joe's boyfriend, he somehow sneaks into the house without the two cops posted outside. Didn't see him. He sneaks into the house. Yeah, he sneaks in the house without being seen. It's like they literally have one job: make sure nobody gets into the house. How well do they do that job? Absolutely awful. Like, why are they out there then? It's not extra protection if you don't protect. Just being there is not even close to enough. Like, I'm surprised. I wouldn't even be surprised if Trevor, like, Like, right here. Pretend you guys are like the police officers. Hey, I'm gonna go hop inside. You know where Jill is? Where you're supposed to be protected? I'm gonna go hop in the window. I would not be surprised if you were like, okay, see you. Like those guys. I don't I don't know what the training is, but actually there probably isn't any. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. Um, and also, another big thing, a murder happens across the street. Jill's friend gets murdered. Across the street. She's screaming and all that stuff. Where's the cops? Not there. Like in my notes, I'm like I kind of get on to Sid for not calling the cops. While they were in the car and like telling them to come and help and all that stuff. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they. I'm not. I don't blame her for not calling them for help. The cops if they would have came in, they would have probably like accidentally shot her in the back or something because they're not gonna hit Ghostface. I know they're not. Or maybe they would have. I don't know. Ended up shooting Jill. Ended up shooting somebody. It would. Yeah. The thing about Sid running into the house, they see Jill's friend getting killed through the window. They see, like, and then, okay, so they see her getting killed. You know what she does? She runs straight. Like, I know you want to run over there to try to help her, but bring some type. I know you got weapons. Like we see in all the movies, she is constantly strapped. Like she got a gun. She got a gun. She got a taser. She got a pepper spray. You know what she runs over there with? Absolutely nothing. She doesn't take a few seconds to grab like anything, like really literally anything. And Sid just runs into the house and then just not only that, she goes in the room all slow and then she takes the time to sit against the wall. I know you saw a dead body, but he's still around. You don't have time for that. It kind of sounds messed up. You should be a little used to this by now, especially if there's a ghost face in the room with you. Like you can't be getting your feelings like right now. Like come on, Sid. I expected more from her. I expected way more. And then, she kind of folds Ghostface a little bit. And then, Jill gets a little cut on her arm, She's a Ghostface, so, whatever with that. And then she ends up knocking Ghostface down. I forget exactly how she knocked him down, but he's on the ground or on the floor laying down. She gets up, turns around for like a second, and then he's teleported and like the door is open. They're trying to pretend like, oh, he got up and ran throughout the door. And they didn't hear a single footstep from this guy. When all the Ghostface over here wearing like Hulk boots and all that stuff, like you hear that, you act like you wouldn't hear that guy don't running through the door, and like I feel like you wouldn't hear them sneaking up on you, like doom, doom, doom. I don't know how they're so sneaky now that I think about it. When they all wear Hulk boots, like Mega Man shoes, I don't. I have no idea how they're so sneaky, but yep. And then we see. Well, I was gonna say in my notes. This is before I knew that Jill was one of the killers. I put Jill's all mad. She got stabbed as if she didn't run into the house where the killer was. Talking about Sid's the angel of death and all that stuff. It's like, but she's the killer, so I'll let that go. But and we see like everybody keeps getting on to Sid for like she comes out of the house and then like all her neighbors are like, get out of here, you're the angel of death, this is only happening because you're over here. It's like y'all are all mad at her for being attacked. Like they're really mad at her for existing. Like how dare you get chased by killers, how dare you look so appetizing to those ghost face, how dare you put all of our lives in danger. It's like, bro, y'all are y'all are fine. Like Ghostface, like at least in early on, I don't think Ghostface ever kills like anyone not really close to the main cast. I think he does like a little later on. He does, but I'm pretty sure like at least at that time they're pretty safe from it. But yeah, everybody's mad at her for existing. It's ridiculous. And where's my next one? Oh yeah, and then of course the cops show up after Ghostface gets away, and then they run out behind, to the back of the house to see if they can find him. They don't, of course, because I wouldn't be surprised the guy was just over there, just standing there, like, or the Ghostface, he was just over here, like. And they just run right by him. It's like, I would not be surprised. These guys are so, oh my goodness. And then Dewey wants to get on him. Dewey, the sheriff. I'm like, come on, guys, you should have caught him. Because how many people how many Ghostface did Dewey let get away? Dewey should never be saying anything about anybody letting a Ghostface get away. Oh man, Dewey is an absolute clown. All right. Now, you skip a little forward. We go to Sid's publicist that do all the stuff for her book and all that. So she's getting chased by Ghostface. She's out in the parking lot. She's in, she gets locked in her, or what was it? Her car isn't able to start. So she gets out of the car. Okay? After she sees Ghostface all around the car, crawling around doing blah, 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 all the Ghostface stuff. And we see him, he disappears. So she steps out of the car. He's not around. You know what she does? She gets on the ground and looks under the car. It's like, why? In what way is looking under the car ever a good idea? Because let's say if he is under there, there goes your eye. There goes your eye. What were you thinking? There goes your eye. And then if he's not under there, it's like he's like behind you. You get stabbed. There's no. I cannot think of a single scenario where looking under the car to see if he's there ever helps you out. Because if he's under there, get out of there. Like then he's gonna have to crawl under. He's gonna be all slow. Like start running. And not only that. She still has her heels on. Like, take your shoes off. Get to sprinting. Like, your life depends on it. Start, like, take those things off and, like, run like your life depends on it because your life depends on it. And then Ghostface somehow sets up the door to get back into the place, like, breaking off, and then she gets stabbed and all that stuff. Absolutely folded. Like, it's like, yeah. Yeah, that's about it from that. And then at about 56 minutes, I make my first guess, which is Charlie. So I got it. I got one right. I knew that one. I got Charlie. So yeah, I thought it was Charlie. I got him right. My next note. And then we see Jill. She's getting all mad about being locked up, as if she didn't see her friend get murdered next door. It's like she's like, oh, why do I have to be in here? It's not. What? Oh my goodness, it's like a prison in here. It's like why are you mad about being protected after literally seeing your friend get killed through the window? Like I'm trying to think of this as if she wasn't a killer. In what universe would you be mad about not being able to go to a party when you literally watched your friend get killed, like by the guy who's also hunting you? It's not adding up. It's not adding up at all. But yeah. And then we see we go back to Gail. She's always talking about being meta and all that stuff. She's in the car. I don't know why I brought up the meta stuff, but oh yeah, because it was such a weird scene. Like, but so she sets up all the cameras. She goes to the stab party where they watch the marathon of all the stab movies. She sets up all the cameras in there to try to catch Ghostface. And then she goes back to her car. when she goes back to her car, she sees like, oh, somebody starts covering up the cameras individually, as if they've seen the cameras. You know, normal partygoers, they see the cameras, maybe they be like, oh, that's weird, but they wouldn't like go around covering them up and all that stuff. And then she even sees the ghost face while she like look at the camera, and then she's like, she calls Dewey Do Nothing, and she's like, come over here, come to the party. There's stuff going on. Like, I don't know. She might not be safe. Dewey's all like, I don't know. I don't know if anything's going on. It's like, Gail, like, tell him that the ghost face is there, because he's all but confirmed to be there after you literally saw his face. He's covering all the cameras, knocking them over. It's like she's being all coy about it. It's like, say that he's there. He's pretty much there. He's like, past like seeing him stab somebody, this guy's there. He's about to kill someone, but Dewey still comes up anyway. So, all right. And then we see all the people. Like, I thought it was pretty weird, but kind of a funny moment. They're all saying the movie like word for word. They know they're watching the stab one. They know the movie word for word. It's like, I know they do this like a stab marathon. Like, I think they said it was like annually or something, but y'all watch it so much that y'all have the movie word for word. It's like, I would think they know some parts, of course, but they're pretty much saying the movie as it was going on, all in unison. It's like, this is a cult or something. There's no way these people just come watch this movie all. This movie is not even. There's no way the movie's that good. They've seen it that many times that they're able to recite it. That many people have seen it that many times. Yeah. But okay. Now we get to the fight. So we see Gail. She goes back inside, alone, of course. And you see Ghostface. Dewey's looking at all the monitors. He's like, "Gail, look out behind you," as if she can hear her. But Ghostface comes up behind her, attacks her and all that stuff, stabbing her, blah blah blah. Gets her on the ground. Then Dewey runs in with a gun. To see Ghostface standing over, his wife. He's about to, not moving or anything. Dewey shoots like 2 or 3 times. How many of those shots hit Ghostface? Just give me a guess. Give me a guess. How many shots do you think Dewey Do Nothing hit on Ghostface? It's 0. You already know it's 0. You know this guy can't aim. You know this guy can't do anything right. He wasn't even moving, Dewey. Like, hit up aim labs, hit up something, dude. Like, come on, you can't be missing these. Oh. And then, yeah, enough for Dewey, at least for now. We go back to wait, whose house was that? Is that Sid's house or Joe's house? I'm gonna say Joe's house. I don't really remember whose house it is. I think Sid was just visiting their house, so I'm just gonna say Joe's house. So they go back to Joe's house where the cops are protecting them, or where the cops are there. So we go back to the house, and of course, Ghostface easily folds both the cops, as always. It's like, man, what do they have a gun for? What are they trained for if they're gonna get, like, the cops haven't once put up a fight against Ghostface, and it's ridiculous that not once. Yeah, they both get folded. Yeah, and okay, that's about it for that. I'm saying the same thing. Cops are useless in this movie. It's ridiculous. And then I make my second guess. And I'm pretty sure this is my last guess. Yeah, my last guess. And it's Charlie and Kirby. So I got, Charlie, I got him locked in. He's absolutely, I know it's him. But I think it's Kirby, but Kirby's not it. Like, Later, we find out it's Jill. I didn't think it was Jill at all, like, because she seemed like the main character, so that was a good mix up, I guess. Yeah, I didn't see that coming, but so okay, we go a bit further on. The Ghostface are all chasing them through the house. Um, I'm guessing it's Jill's the Ghostface that's chasing them, but yeah, it had to be Jill. So she's chasing them all through the house, and then they get to the roof. We have who was it? Who do we have hiding under the bed? Uh, there's somebody that hides under. Is it not Jill? No way is it Jill. Jill doesn't. I'm trying to think about what happened. Was Jill the one that hid under the bed? No way, right? Oh yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was Jill hiding under the bed. So it must have been Charlie that was chasing them. Oh wait, no, because he was tied up. Hold on, let me go back to the movie. Let me see. It had to have been. Hold on. I'll show you guys in a second. Let me go to the back to screen 4. I think I must be remembering this wrong. Because there's no way, like, one of them, it was Jill under the bed, right? Oh, I'm gonna have to watch ads. Oh, I'll skip ahead. Okay, yeah. So yeah, Jill hides under the bed, and then, okay, so this was before Charlie got locked up, or tied up and all that stuff. Okay. So yeah, I was confused then. Let me go back to my notes. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking like, I thought they were like, Charlie was tied up at that time, and they wouldn't have been able to be chasing her and all that stuff, but he wasn't tied up yet. Okay, but so she's being chased by Charlie on the roof, and then she's over there worried about like, or at least Joe's talking about, oh, it's a 2-story drop. I don't know, we can't jump down that. And then we see later on, Sid is like almost gets knocked off, and when she's hanging onto that thing, it's like her feet are like a foot off the ground. It's like it's really not that long of a drop, especially if you like hang off and drop down. It's really not that bad. I don't know why Sid was like, be careful and all that stuff. It was not that bad of a drop, but and then my next one, we see Kirby being tested about her horror movie knowledge and all that stuff, and then she's like, she gets asked that last question. Her first two, I'm pretty sure she answers it right. Then she gets asked the last question. It was like, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. She was gonna get killed anyway. But she starts naming every horror movie before, like, actually we don't even hear the question, because before the question is finished answering, she just starts naming horror movies. She starts naming a bunch of horror movies, and she's like, that's it, I got it right. Like that's not how trivia works. When you answer a trivia question, you say one answer. You can't just, unless it's a multiple answer question, you can't just start naming everything in the world, or else that doesn't count. Then you would just get every answer right. You can't just keep on naming stuff. And she was like, I got you. You didn't do anything. You cheated. And they just didn't care because they're going to kill you anyway, or attempt to kill you anyway. My next note is like, yeah, I didn't think it was Jill at all. And my next one, oh yeah, and Jill's talking about her reasoning she was like, for trying to kill everybody. She's like, oh, I keep hearing about Sid all the time. Sid this, Sid that. Oh my goodness, Sid. We're all worried about Sid. Yeah. She almost got murdered like 3 or 4 different times. Like, of course you're going to be hearing about your cousin. of course people are gonna be worried about her. Of course they're gonna be talking about her a little bit more because she's on the news. She's not only like in the family circle being talked about. She's on the news. She's literally on the news. She's been on the news multiple times about the same type of thing, being attacked, being somebody trying to attempt to kill her, and also her parent, her mom, also being killed as well. It's like, yeah, people are gonna be talking about her. How are you gonna be mad about that? Of course they're gonna be talking about her. She's got a lot going on. It's like, oh my god, and that's why she turned, because and then okay, so then we get past that. One of the dumbest reasons, like the reasons keep getting dumber for each movie. Like you'll see in Scream, I've seen Scream in 5 and 6 by this time, so I'll talk about that. So okay, I'll continue with this. So they refuse to finish off Sid. It's like Jill stabbed her once and thought that was enough. She like stabbed her in the stomach and was like, just she'll bleed out and die. And then it's like, and her whole plan is to be, the last survivor, the only person left. Everybody else is dead. She's the hero. She survived, and she's the hero. And the thing about that, how are you? The main thing in your plan is that you're the only one alive. So you would think one of the main things you would try to do is make sure that everybody else is dead. Just go through. Actually, she had I see why she wouldn't use the gun. Maybe it's like get her caught, but go through like slit their throats or something. Like, and then she gets sent to the hospital, and then she's told by Dewey that she might pull through, and she's all like, my plan might not work. That was like the easiest part of your plan. You pretty much won. By the time you won, you just like, it's like you're running a race. It's like the tortoise in the hare. You got this. You're near the end, and then you just stop at the finish line. Like, man, I really won this one. You know what? I'm gonna go get a drink, and then the hare wins. The tortoise wins. He comes back. It makes no sense. All you had to do is just finish them off. Like oh my goodness. Like, what kind of? Her plan would have worked too, probably. It's like, well, I guess it wouldn't have, because Gail was like, "How don't you know I got stabbed in the arm?" and all that goofiness. But yeah, what a plan! What a failure of a plan! It's like, all right. And then we get to the hospital, like the ending scene where Jill tries to kill or finish off Sid in the hospital, and then Dewey gets told by Gail that she shouldn't have known about the injury, and then he runs to the room and all that stuff. Runs stomping down the hallway and all that. Then as Dewey comes in, Jill's already in there and absolutely folds Dewey. So he gets folded. Gets a little what are those things called? Those the mini toilets, little middle toilets. Absolutely whacks him, totally folds him, and now she has a gun. So great job, Dewey. Just came in. He like literally, if he did not exist, that would have been such a better situation. It's like, Dewey, oh my goodness, how do you do? He has to be doing this on purpose. You can't be this incompetent. Oh my goodness, dude. And then, she has a standoff, tries to shoot everybody. Sid comes up, zaps her, and then they win. That's pretty much the end of the movie. Oh man, Dewey. So yeah. I like the movie overall. The Omega meta intro was super annoying though. It's like I get why they want to like make up for lost time with it. So I kind of get why they did it. I thought it was kind of lame though. And my last note, Dewey will forever be Dewey Do Nothing. It's like This guy, like, he could stop a nuke from hitting a planet, and I will never respect this man. He is absolute. Dewey is the worst. Dewey is absolute garbage. Dewey sucks, dude. Oh my goodness. I would never, ever, ever, ever. See, that's what I'm talking. The third movie was an absolute fluke. Like, I don't know what came over Dewey. Like, that was a fluke. I give this movie a 7 out of 10. So, I liked it better than the number 2, but I still like 3 better. But see, Dewey gets me so heated. How do you, like, you can't be. Okay, bye guys. Good. Bye. Hello everyone, I'm Manic, and I'm back with another double play, like recording one after the other. It's like, yeah, that's what I did. So, yeah, still got the same clothes, but because Scream 5 is like, no, Scream 5 wasn't it. No, it was not it. Scream 5 was not it. It's like they're not even trying anymore. Truly, they. I know that in the movie, they get all meta. It's like, oh, they're just doing the IP to get money. They're doing it to get a cash grab. It's like, yeah, that really does seem like what they're doing, because it really sucks how the movies have just been going downhill just ever since. I see how after the first one, I really liked the first one. That maybe it's not going to be as good, but golly, these are not very good. They're really not very good. But let me get into the notes. So so Scream 5. I've been watching all the other Screams, 1 through 4 on Max. So, but for some reason 5 and 6, I guess like Paramount Plus wanted the rights to those, just those two. For whatever reason, let me keep 5 and 6. Those are the really good ones. Like, you can keep it, you can have it. Like, but yeah, it's on Paramount Plus now. This is also another 11 years later after Scream 4. So it's set in 2022. So all the technology and all that stuff. And then we start off with the good old Scream trope of, or I guess horror movie trope. It's the middle of the night and the doors are not locked. Like, or, just doors not locked, of course. Doors not locked. Doors are never locked. They're only ever locked when there's a threat that's around. Like, I don't think there's ever been a good enough neighborhood where your doors are not locked. Because even if you have good neighbors and all that stuff, somebody could just walk in. Anybody could come in. And somebody could just walk into your door like, hello? Like, Mr. Anybody home? And you get folded because your main defense, you just left it out. But they don't know this for some reason. And then they're like electronic doors, so it's even worse since the Ghostface are so, I guess, tech savvy. The thing about Ghostface, they're always so tech savvy. It's really weird. But yeah, so he's like automatically unlocks the door, and she tries to lock it again, gets unlocked, lock it again, gets unlocked. And then it's like, so, and then Tara, she gets absolutely folded by Ghostface. He like, starts comboing her, breaks her leg, stabs her like 15,000 different times. And then dude waits until the cops come up, then he does like a little last plunging strike. I guess, what did he miss or something? Like, because she survives it. It's like, what are you doing, dude? How'd you mess that up? How did you only not get the kill, but the cops showed up like right when you were leaving? It's like, not like the cops would have done anything. They probably would have missed all their shots or something. But how'd you mess that up? That was absolutely, come on, dude. But yeah, he absolutely messed that up. You know, and then she somehow survives it after getting stabbed 15,000 times. It's like what is she made out of? Will you get stabbed that many times and then you're good and like, oh, we stitch it up. She's good. It's like, how are you good? How are you alive? How'd you tank that? How'd you just eat those? I guess Tara's built different, I guess. And then we see Huey or Richie. I call him. Richie's his actual name. From The Boys, so that was cool seeing him in this movie. And then we see this character Vince. So Vince looks 40. Like, he looks everybody's in high school. Most of the main cast is all in high school. Vince looks like he's 40, dude. He's walking around he had a summer fling with one of the characters. He's over there posted up by his car like, hey, little kitties, want to hang out with the big dog? Like, we're not. Well, he does not look like he belongs there. But he had a summer fling with them. But maybe he's had a growth spurt. He's 18, hopefully, or somewhere around their age, or maybe that character's 18. I don't know. But that guy, I don't know about him. Because. Maybe the police do get people like that, but they don't care about serial killers. But okay. Anyways, so we see Sam. She was also in the scene with Richie, with Huey from The Boys. So she comes back. She hears about her sister getting all stabbed and whatnot. Eating all the stabs, and then she comes in the hospital room. Then all her friends are in there, but then I just thought it was weird how they all just stood up like they were like doing something wrong, or like oh, the great sis is here. It was just weird. It's just weird that they all stood up. Yeah, I don't know why I made such a big a deal out of that, but yeah. But all right, we skip a little ahead, and then we get to Vince's death. So. I'll talk about like all the kills a bit later on, like all together. But so it's crazy how precise. We saw how Tara, he made 15,000 stabs, like, every which way, all around, and then she survives it and everything. Then when they get the Vince, he sneaks up behind him. Dude's dead. I don't know what it was. I don't know. Maybe it was one of the others have absolute zero aim or just wanted to torture Tara or something. But they absolutely folded Vince. Easy ambush, straight to the neck. He bled out. He's gone. But I don't know what came over them. It's like, I don't know what came over him. And then this is the most annoying part of the movie. How easily the Ghostface get away. In 6 as well, 5 and 6, the Ghostface gets away like scot-free, like so easily. So, this is in the hospital. We see Sam. She's in like in the little hospital break room. But she's in the hospital break room alone. The cops are like outside the door, like at the little check-in counter or whatever on the floor. So she gets attacked by Ghostface. And then, she gets it all attacked, but then she calls for the cops to come in. He checks, he sees the back doors open, so I'm guessing Ghostface went out the back door. And then that's it. Nothing else happens. That's the crazy part about it. You're telling me Did they not check the cameras in the hospital? Like, there's definitely cameras in the hospital. There's no way there's no cameras in the hospital. It's 2022. The movie's set in. There's no way there's no cameras in the hospital. You're telling me, did they just not check it, or did they just, or what? Like, how did he get out of the building? How did he get into the building? Like, they should have been able to tell, unless he came into the building dressed up, walked all the way through the building without being seen by anybody or anything. Got to Sam, attacked her, ran all the way out the building, fully cloaked. Then okay, that doesn't make sense. There's no way he would have gotten past everybody. But okay, or what makes more sense? He walked in, changed his clothes, and then attacked. Maybe ran away, changed out, and left. So they would see him or see somebody walking in and then changing their clothes. So they should know at least have some type of idea who it is. But it's like they don't check the cameras or anything. They like nothing comes about of that. Nothing comes from that. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They don't mention it. They don't mention like any investigative work that they've done about it. It's actually ridiculous. And then we see with Sam, they keep bringing up like she's Billy Loomis's daughter and all that stuff, and they're trying to act like being a serial killer is like hereditary and all that stuff, trying to make her like she's the serial killer. You better be careful around her. She's the serial killer's daughter, so that means she's gonna kill people too. I mean, I see like if other people were saying that, but and then she's like believing it herself. Like, I know she's going through like a mental thing for that, but it's like it's just dumb. Like it's not making any sense. But okay. Oh my goodness. And my next note. Guess who comes back? Dewey do absolutely nothing. He comes back in the movie, of course. You gotta bring back Dewey. Oh, Dewey. I despise Dewey. I don't like seeing him on my screen unless he's getting knocked out or something. Actually, I don't even like seeing him getting knocked out because then I have to talk about how incompetent he was because he should have been knocked out in the first place. But Dewey comes back, and then okay. So Sam and Richie, they come to Dewey for advice because they're being attacked by Ghostface. He knows a lot about Ghostface. And then they're like, we want 5 minutes to talk and like to give advice because me and my sister were attacked by Ghostface, and I'm also Billy Loomis's daughter, so you want to talk to me. And then he's like, I'll give you 2 minutes, and like I don't want to miss my show. Dewey, even like at least his tips were okay. It was pretty much like, watch the stab movies and you should know what's going to happen. But the fact that he was like, I don't think I should help. Dewey, so in the movies, they make Dewey seem to be like, he helps whenever it's necessary. I know he went through the breakup and he gets divorced with Gail. Oh yeah, he gets divorced with Gail and all that stuff. Who cares? I hope he has a bad life. But that's a bit much. But yeah, so he's like all down in the dumps and all that stuff. But like Dewey, come on, like you were a sheriff. You were the sheriff, but you're like, I'm not gonna help. I'll give you 2 minutes to give you some advice and I'll get out of my house. He does come around later after Sid's like, you're gonna help him, right? Like you're because she still thinks he's a sheriff. Like you're gonna help. So when you're helping them, it's like, so he does come back and help after he's convinced to do it, but help. Dewey isn't gonna help. But anyways, my next note. So yeah, with how often these killings happen, like I don't know why they're not putting out like public service announcements, like because they moved on from Sid, like just public service announcements where they're like, watch the stab movies, Watch every single one of them, because at some point you're going to be chased by a ghost face, and you know the only way to get out of it is to have watched the Stab movies, and then you know exactly what's going to happen. You know who's going to get killed and when, and then you'll be able to protect yourself. It's crazy how like predictable the ghost face are, but they still get away with so many kills. It's actually crazy. All right, and then so Dewey starts calling up all the OG characters, like it's like they're the Avengers or something. He's like, he calls up Sid, you got to be careful. Ghostface is coming. Like, hey, get over here. Well, he says to stay and all that stuff. Gale, Ghostface is coming. And he told himself, Dewey, it's like, it's crazy that they even have to be called. It's like they're pretty much like the Ghostface kill force or whatever. It's like, because you know the cops aren't going to stop him. I'm pretty sure the cops haven't stopped a single Ghostface. Has it been Sid every single time? I think it has been. I think Sid has been the only person to ever stop Ghostface so far. Yeah, I don't think. Maybe some people. I think Dewey maybe shot one of them, and then he had the bulletproof vest. But I'm pretty sure she is the only one to have ever stopped a Ghostface. She stopped every single one of them. No wonder they treat her like an Avenger. She pretty much is one. But okay. In my next note about Dewey. I put Dewey better be useful in this movie. He has been a part of the sheriff's office for years now, so you know, since the sheriff's office was like a debuff for him, or at least I thought so for the third movie. It isn't. Dewey just sucks. So, or actually, it still could be because he was part of the sheriff's in the last movie. So, right, wasn't he? Yeah, he was part of the sheriff's in the last movie. So maybe, his police debuff shouldn't apply. There's no more excuses for Dewey. If he sucks in this movie, it's because Dewey sucks, and like no more excuses for it. No, I don't even like trying to even give excuses for him because he doesn't deserve any. Okay, and then after that, they all like talk to they have the little talk with or well, I guess Dewey has to talk with Gale and Sid, and then he leaves, and then. Can y'all hear that police siren? I don't know. Then he leaves, but then somehow he ends up at the house where they all meet up at the same time as Sam and what's his name? Sam and Richie. Somehow it's like, how did he end up? Like he stood there like calling Sid and Gale, but somehow ended up at the house at the same time as them when they left from the same place. Like, what did they stop to get ice cream? Like. What took them so long? Like, well, I get maybe they were calling everybody up or something, but then they could have just already been at that. I don't know. Nah, who cares? But all right, my next note. It's like this happens in like what is it with this siren? I don't know if y'all can hear that. Maybe it's the scream cops. They're coming to get me. They're probably walk in the room, don't even see me, walk out. Okay, that wasn't a great one, but so my next note. So they're all in the room. You know, they start talking to each other like, one of y'all are the killer. It's one of you. It's got to be one of you. It's always one of the people in the fan group because it's like it's a requel and blah blah blah. It's like. They are so quick. You would think because they're friends that some of them would be like, we've known each other for years. Like they would never do that. I would never suspect you. I could never picture them doing it. Or they're so quick to accuse each other. Like even with all the other movies with the other friend groups, they're always like, you're probably the killer. You know, it's probably you. What you did was super suspicious. How long have these guys been friends for? How do they not think like they never think like my friend would never do this. They're like, you're a suspect. Everybody's a suspect. Like it's like they've known each other for like 1 week and like they made a friend group in 1 week and they barely know each other. It's like they don't even think twice about accusing each other. like they do that in the other movies too. Like they're like, oh, you're probably one of the killers. It's unsafe to be around you. Like they should have known each other for a while and to like feel safe with one another, but I guess they don't know each other good enough or something. Oof. Next note. So, okay, so I make my first guess about 45 minutes in. My first guess is the girl twin or Mindy. So my first guess is Mindy and Wes. So both of those they're wrong, completely wrong. So why did I think it? I guess I thought it was Wes because you maybe they like try to be so not intimidating that it's probably him, and for Mindy, she knew like everything about the horror movie, so I thought maybe they'd choose her or something, but both of those were wrong. Okay, so then we go back to Judy's house, Judy and Wes's house. So, oh, by the way, Wes is Judy's son, and we see. So I'm not sure if this is a thing in real life or not, but Judy's just using the police car for her personal use, like I thought you see in the movies, they're like sometimes they drive it around, like they leave it at their house. I'm not sure if officers actually do that or not. I thought they like turned it in to like the department and like they park it there. They drive their own car there, turn it in, switch out with the police car, drive that around while on shift, switch it back out. Maybe they don't. But then she's over there using the police van to like shop for groceries. It's like there's no way they're allowed to do that, right? Right? They're just allowed to use it for like just personal use like that. But maybe it's different. Yeah, maybe it's different, especially since there's like 5 people on the police force. So actually, I guess it kind of makes sense. Like we only ever see like 5 cops at a time, but maybe they just let them keep it like, because if there's any trouble, like you're gonna have to have the police car anyway. So I guess it does make sense or something. And then we also see Wes, or well, Ghostface calls Judy, and then she has to hurry back home before she gets groceries. Wes is in the shower and all that stuff. And by the way, he's like showering with the curtains open, like because he's into voyeurism or something. I don't know. Like, bro, close the curtains. Like, you can't be like showing off your goods like that. Like, close the curtains, man. And then it's like, okay, this is what I was talking about with the ghost. On to my next note. This is what I was talking about with the ghost face earlier. The ghost face in this movie have been so bold with their kills. Like, they've been hardly stealthy at all. So, like none of them have been stealthy. So the first one, Tara. So Tara, by the time he finishes, the police are right outside. So they know he's been killing or know she's been attacked. And then, by the time he finishes attacking her. And Vince, he's over there revving the engine, turning the lights on, like being all loud with the car and all that stuff. And then he kills him. So that was also pretty loud. And then Sam, just, it's in the middle of the hospital, of course, like super bold. It's like just pretty much out in the open. Like he should have been caught or something like that. Nothing comes of that. Judy, she gets killed in broad daylight right in front of her house. In the middle, really in the middle of the day. Broad daylight. Stabbed and killed. And it's like, these guys are not being stealthy. Like, how are they not getting caught? Like, these guys are the worst at their job. Not a single one of these have been stealthy at all. The closest has been Tara. Like, they've been barely stealthy at all. Like, they're so cocky and it's ridiculous. Like, I see why. We've seen through all the movies how incompetent the police are. So I see why they're so cocky, and they've been getting away with it. So they have a right to be, I guess. But all right, my next note. So, yeah, I'm not sure why they. So we get to the crime scene after Sam pops up for the crime scene to see her friend. She got attacked. Gail also pops up. Dewey pops up. So they let Dewey in. I can kind of see why they let Dewey in, because he used to be the sheriff. Okay. But then they stopped Sam, but they let Gail in, the reporter. Like, why are they letting her inside of the crime scene? They should not be letting her in the crime scene just because she wanted to talk to Dewey. She could talk to him from outside the tape. Why are y'all letting her in? Like, I know they were like letting her in and all that stuff during, like, was that the third movie? Yeah, during like the fourth movie. Yeah, during the fourth movie, they were like letting her all in and all that stuff because sheriff's wives and all that. They got no reason to let her in anymore. Like, they're not even married anymore. Like, but they want to turn Sam away because she wanted to see her friend that was attacked. But all right, and then and this is when we find out that they asked Dewey to retire. I thought that was so funny. Like, not only he didn't decide on his own, they asked this man. They asked Dewey to retire. It's like in a town full of such incompetent police officers, they all said, this guy, Dewey, no, he's on a different level. He's in a whole nother league of incompetence. Who let this man be sheriff? Like, you know what? We need to get Judy up here. Like, she kind of got she's kind of got moves. But Dewey, who let this man in? He's been training us. We've been looking to this guy for guidance. If we don't get this man out of this position, like, oh my goodness. Even, like, how can you be the most incompetent person in a group of incompetent people? Like, you have to. Dewey's another beast. He's truly, what's the opposite of a legend? Infamous, something like that. Infamously dumb. That's what Dewey is. All right. And then my next note, I put, are there like 5 officers in this town or something? Because we see Sam. She sees the dude that was guarding, or supposed to be guarding her sister Sam, or her sister Tara, in the hospital. She sees him there, and she's like, "Who's guarding Sam? There can't be any. Why is nobody guarding Sam?" It's like, what? Is there for real like only 6 or 5 police officers? Because the fact that she even thinks that nobody's guarding him because that one dude that was assigned to her left. There must mean there's no officers or something. We see later that there is an officer there. He gets folded, of course, because they're cannon fodder. But there can't be like more than 10. There's absolutely nowhere there's more than 10 officers, because there's no way she would be worried about her sister not being protected because that one guy left. Like, they couldn't be switching out shifts or anything. No, if that guy's not there, nobody's there. Like, ugh. And not only that, I'm guessing maybe the officer did it or something, but I wouldn't be surprised the officer did it. Like, he was about to leave. He's like, opens up her door like, "Hey, by the way, I'm gonna be leaving, so you're gonna be here like, Charles. He's gonna be watching you. By the way, he's gonna be watching you." Sorry, I almost closed the door. Like, my bad. I know you want the door open because, you might get killed by a serial killer or anything, so that's... What? Why is the door open? Why is the door open? Oh, why is my door open? Like, why is it open? Like, come on. Yeah, in my next note, in the same note, I put, I'm surprised there aren't more killings on that aren't related to Ghostface, because, like, how is this place not like Gotham? Because these Ghostface get away with a lot before they're caught, and they're not even caught by the police. They're never caught by the police. They're always caught by like a vigilante. They're caught by Sid. It seemed like just like in. It's like, why are there not more serial killers? Why don't serial killers just like come vacation there? Like, y'all, you don't have to put on the Ghostface mask. You can probably like just walk up and just like kill somebody in broad daylight, walk around. Don't even wear masks. Like, truly, don't even worry about it because you're not going to get caught, truly. You'll be absolutely fine. These guys couldn't catch a, like, oh my goodness. Like, they couldn't catch a guy that's, like, already locked up in a prison cell. Like, they could not. And then we see the ghost face. This is still at the hospital with Tara. He shuts off the power to the, I'm guessing the entire floor. I'm hoping it's not the entire building, because if it's the entire building, okay. Well, I'm gonna say my thing first for the floor. So anybody who's on life support on that floor is dead. They're all screwed. That's like plus 10 kills or whatever. If that turned off the power for the entire hospital, he's killed so many people with like turning off the life support. Like, how did he even do that? Where did he go? Where he somehow snuck into there, and or I guess that was Amber. Somehow snuck into there and was able to turn off the power and got away. Was there only one officer in the entire building? I wouldn't be surprised if there was. Yeah. And then my next note, I put, has an officer ever put up a fight against a ghost face? Because, they got the guard, of course. Like, because Tara rolling out and then, see the guard's already dead. I'm like, I don't think they ever put up a fight, like, once. I don't think a single officer has put up a fight against Ghostface at all. Like, ever. Like ever. It's actually ridiculous. And then we see, okay, my next note, we see Sam. She gets called by Ghostface. He was like, "Oh, you better choose. Who do you want to die? Your boyfriend or your sister?" He's like, "You're running out of time." Blah 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 blah. And Sam's stalling on the phone. And then by the time like they're about to get to the top of the elevator is about to open. She's like, "Oh, or maybe I'm stalling for time." She is so lucky that they were actually in the hallway, or that Ghostface was actually standing in the hallway. Because if he was in the room with her or anything, he would have just stabbed her, and she would have, or killed both of them actually, and they would have both been dead. Like, she didn't know where they were. She was so lucky that they were in the hallway. It's like, she really just gave away the entire plan and said, like, she bet everything on them being in the hallway for whatever reason. Like, not only just in the hall, like right in front of them. They could have been around the corner. They could have been. My goodness, like this movie's so frustrating, really. And of course, we see Dewey. When Dewey has a gun, nobody's getting shot. He missed every shot. Maybe he hit one. Oh yeah, after they get in the fight, he hits like 2 or 3 shots. Surprisingly, but before they leave, or try to escape and all that stuff, Dewey's talking about you have to shoot him in the head to finish it. And then Sam is like, who cares? Who cares if you shoot him in the head? Like, let's just get out of here. What are you talking about? Who cares? You act like the ghost face is not gonna come back and get you. Like, he's gonna come back. He won't stop until he's dead. Oh my goodness. You should care. You should want him to do that. You should. I know he's putting himself in danger, but you should want him to do that or something. Oh. But then we see like a pretty great moment for me. I'm all the Dewey supporters, like, if he has supporters, sure isn't me. What was that? Oh, Ghostface out to get. Did y'all hear that? I don't know if you ever hear that. I think my trash can or something got knocked over. Bro, Ghostface is here? But my doors are locked. Okay. Yeah, I think it was like a raccoon or something. That was actually scary. All right. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Dewey dies. So that's great. We see Dewey goes down. But it's like, you know, I know I say so many bad things about Dewey because he sucks. He's the worst. You know, I'm actually going to kind of miss him, even though I'm going to miss making fun of him. I'm going to miss how useless he is because he's so useless. It's actually funny. Like I'm really going to miss it. I'm actually going to miss it. But yeah. But anyways, but right at that moment, I was really happy. Okay, my next note. So I make my first guess for the movie, for the killers. Oh, actually, this is my second one. My next one is Richie, so I got that one right. And then Chad was my other guess, but no, it wasn't Chad, of course. In Scream 6, like, I'll talk about Chad. I'll talk about Chad in Scream 6. I'll talk about Chad in Scream 6, but in this movie, he doesn't really do much. But yeah, that was my guess. I made that about an hour and 11 minutes in. Okay, my next note. They're like so. What's her name? Tara. She needs her inhaler. They forgot it at the hospital, but actually Richie took it. But then they think, oh, there's like 3 places we can go get it. Back at the hospital, at her friend Amber's house, or get a prescription, and go to a CVS and get it. But I'm guessing they can't get a prescription. But they think it's a smarter move to go to Amber's house than to go back to the hospital. You would think that. I know that they were attacked at the hospital twice, but Amber's house is seems like even more of a death trap because at least if they're on the ground floor or whatever, or they could have just waited outside and have can one of y'all give me an inhaler and come back out and then get out of there. But the thing with Amber's house, there's not a lot of people, or other than the house party that's going on. But there's no guards over there. There's no police officer over there. There's just them. I feel like they were both bad options, but I feel like the hospital might have been just a tiny bit better. All right, my next note. And then we see Chad. So I guess I talk about him a little bit. He falls for the old find my location trap. So one of the Ghostface cloned whatever the other girl's name's phone. After he was I'm not gonna go upstairs with you. I know you wanna get freaky or whatever, but you might be the killer. And then she's like, okay then, and storms off. But then he follows the Ghostface clones her thing, and follows the find my location. He gets jumped and all that stuff, but what happens to him? He gets stabbed a little bit or something. Probably. Yeah, he gets stabbed in the leg, but he survives it and all that. Yeah, then the Ghostface, he busts out of the shed. He somehow got in there. Yeah, I guess you just in the shed. I guess they both must have been there. One was just hiding in the shed, busted out, stabbed him. Of course, didn't kill him because I don't know what was it with them and they only go for the killing blows on some people, but yeah. And then we get to the the finale with then Amber pulls out a gun. Come on, that's cheating. Is she just pulling out a gun, shooting people? Come on, that's not the Ghostface way. Maybe a gun, maybe shoot a one, just to intimidate. But you can't. Come on, just shooting people in the head. Come on, that's not a Ghostface way. You're going against the Ghostface code. Ghostface use knives. They use knives in like the environment. That's what they use. But all right, switch it up a little bit. Okay. And then Amber, she's like, I don't know, she's been in AIM labs, unlike Dewey. She's getting all the, we see like Amber, she tries to pretend like, oh, I'm all hurt and stuff, and Sydney and Gail like, oh, it's a trap, blah blah blah. And then Amber gets the shot off like quick draw McGraw, like absolutely folds Gail, and Sid misses, like because she hasn't been training. And, like, I don't think Amber missed a single shot that entire movie, unless like when Tara like moved her arm or anything. But golly, she was accurate. She was absolutely accurate this movie. Yeah, and then we get to the reasoning for the killers. I mentioned in the last video how dumb the reasoning is. So they're like, they didn't like the new Stab movies, so they wanted to make it themselves, because they said they were like, wasn't being they weren't thinking about the original fans, like it was so dumb. It was such a dumb reasoning for them to, like, because they wanted it to be the new movie. It was so dumb, absolutely dumb. And then the crazy part, like, and then, you know, Amber and Richie, you know, they're both the killers. You talking about how they met on Reddit? It's like, that's even worse. It's like, my goodness. It was such a dumb ending. Their reasoning is so dumb. The newer Stab movies aren't good, so we're gonna make one ourselves by killing people. They need to think about all the original fans. Absolutely dumb. So, and then my next note, we see Tara. She was tied up at the beginning, but Sam let her out. She untied her, cut her out of her bindings and all that stuff. So Tara, her arm's probably hurt too, but her leg doesn't work. So she only has one leg. She only has one opportunity to get an ambush, you know, and take somebody down. Take down Amber. You know what she does? She gets her crutch. And she uses that. It's like, you would think if you're going to have one opportunity to get an ambush, because if you get into a fight with Amber, you're gonna lose. You got one leg, and not only you got one leg, you're way smaller than her. You're gonna lose. So it's either win on that ambush or lose. She uses the crutch. She doesn't grab like a knife. I'm sure there was a knife around. I'm sure she could have grabbed a knife or something, or anything like more damaging than a crutch. It's like, a crutch is plastic. Like, find like something metal or something. Like, that's really what you choose. I know she had to use it to move around, but like, once you get to your position, drop it, grab the other thing, go all out. It's like, man. Yeah, so last note, like, this is my least favorite movie so far. Like, by far. Like, I didn't realize how many notes I made about this until I started talking. I'm just trying to get lightheaded because, my goodness, I've been talking a lot. But yeah, I gave it a 6 out of 10. It's wasn't very good at all. Like, it's fine. Like, it's a fine slasher movie. Is just, you know, like they said, they made a Ghostface movie to make a Ghostface movie. It's not, wasn't very good. But yeah, that's about it. I gave it a 6 out of 10. My least favorite so far. But yeah, we have there's one more movie for my review, and then I'm gonna be moving on to reviewing something else, because I'm getting a little sick of these Ghostface movies because of how they're just so disappointing. Especially how can you? I'll talk about this in Scream 6 once I end off my review. But bye. Hello everyone, I'm Manic, and Actually, where's a rat and lizard? They're usually like fighting by now. They. Oh my god. All right. I'm guessing they're finally done. That. All right. Anyways, as you can see, I did it. A triple play, like the legendary triple play, 3 in a row, like never before seen. 3 recording sessions in a row. But yeah, I want to get this. I want to get these moves out of the way. I want to get it out of the way. Get it out of the way. So let's get to the notes. Finish off on this series. It has been fun. Like going through the franchise. I'll talk about it at the end, but let's get on with it. So my first note. This movie really disappointed me, especially at the beginning. It kind of made up for it. It's still pretty bad. Probably not as bad as 5, but still pretty bad. So in the beginning, we see Ghostface, but like we see Ghostface. We see who the killer is. It's Jason. That's the killer's name. Like I was wondering why it was like lingering on his face so long. Then he takes off the mask. He does like right over the body because he's dumb and all that. So we see who Ghostface is. Like I thought that's what the movie was gonna be. Like from Ghostface perspective, doesn't that sound really interesting? Like if they want to make Scream 7 like that, that would actually be really cool. That sounds. We see how the characters slowly begin to think as them. We see them getting called out for things they did. Like does that not sound really cool? Like, I wish that's what this movie was, because that really sounds like a really fun idea. Yeah. So, but then it's not, sadly. Then we see like another Ghostface hunting that Ghostface and his roommate, his friend that was also a Ghostface. They were gonna be the killers if the bigger killer didn't come get him. The family, Richie's family, because they're the killers. Yeah, like there's so many Ghostface hunting each other. It's like it's like the Spider-Man meme. Like they're all pointing at. There are so many Ghostface in this movie. There were 5 Ghostface in this movie. Like, isn't that not ridiculous? I know 2 get killed off right at the beginning, but 5 Ghostface in the movies. That's crazy. Yeah. My next note. Yeah, I'm disappointed. The movie wasn't from Ghostface perspective. And so, also with this one takes place in New York. So that's a bit different. Ghostface takes New York. Like a lot like Friday the 13th. I'm gonna have to watch that too at some point. I'm not doing any more series right now. I want to move on a bit from that, but yeah. So yeah, it takes place in New York this time. Like I don't think they never go back to Woodsboro during this movie, so it doesn't really change anything. But nice change of pace, I guess. And then so we see the psychiatrist scene where Sam's talking to the psych. He's like, she starts actually opening up, talking about how she had to kill the what's his name, Richie, her boyfriend. She had to kill Richie, and how she was stabbing him, and she was like, I don't know, like it felt right that I was doing it, that she was doing it. And then he's like, I don't think I'm equipped to deal with this. It's like, then who is? You're a psychiatrist. Who would be more equipped to deal with somebody going through mental troubles than a psychiatrist. What do you mean you're not equipped? Wouldn't he be the most equipped? Like, what did he believe the rumors? I mean, there's no way he could have known about the rumors because he was like, you never tell me about anything that's going on. I don't know what happened. And he's like, and then when he's told, he's like, oh, I don't know if I can be around you. It's like, like the investigation took place, right? It's like, unless, like, yeah, the investigation took place. So I don't understand why he's so scared. They know who got killed, why, they finished the investigation of what's going on. They finished the paperwork. And then, like, they make it seem like Scream 5, the ending would happen in Scream 5, where Richie got killed, Amber got killed. Like, they make it seem like that was, like, just off the record. Like, that just happened, and then everybody just, like, went home or something. Because why is he so weird about it? Why is he being weird about it? It doesn't make any sense. But, okay. Oh, okay. This is what I was alluding to in the last video. Chad is absolutely awesome. He's my favorite character in the series. He's been in 5. He didn't do much. I honestly didn't think too much of him. In 6, this guy is an absolute legend. He is the best. Chad is the best. Chad is the absolute best. He's my favorite character by far. In 1 through 5, I didn't even have a favorite character. Everybody was just like a character. But Chad is an absolute legend. I'll talk about him throughout the movie. So Chad over here hyping up Ethan. He's like, Chad he's like, oh, you're so, go get that girl. You're so cool. You're so handsome. And he's like, go talk to her. And then he's also helping out with Tara, like, don't go up there with that guy. That guy's what do you call him? What's that guy's name? I don't remember. Roofie, whatever the guy's name was. It's like, I mean, he wanted to be with Tara. So either way, even if he did do it just because he wanted to be Tara, it was still the right thing to do. Chad's awesome. He an absolute legend. And then we see Sam gets told about where Tara is. She doesn't want Tara to be over there at the party because she's all worried about her safety and all that because of what happened in 5. She was attacked and all that. All of them were attacked. So she shows up at the party after she's told by whatever her Quinn. After she's told by Quinn where Tara is, and then she's like after everything's settled. They're like pushing each other, like, all right. She's like, no, I want to go up with the guy, or all that stuff Tara's saying. And then Sam walks up like, you know what? I'm gonna tease you in the balls. And then she that was a bit much. The situation was pretty much solved by that time. And then she walks up, tases the guy. It's like, it was settled. It was already settled. Why'd you do? They had it settled. It was okay by then. But yeah. And then we skip a bit to the gas station. Ghostface absolutely folded 3 people in the gas station. It's like a guy with a shot. How do you let a guy with a knife fold you when you have a shotgun? I see one of the guys. I see why the first guy. Okay, you got clobbered. You weren't ready. Did the second guy? He grabs his arm, like one of his arm. The one without the knife. He gets absolutely obliterated. But then the shopkeeper with the shotgun, you know what he does? Right before when Ghostface turned around, he calls out the guy. He's like, "Hey, hey!" Then he shoots the shotgun, so Ghostface is able to dodge. And then we got Tara and Sam over there trying to get out the door, like, because he said run out the back. He's like, "We need the keys." It's like, then he tries to grab the keys and he gets him killed. It's like, how are you so focused on grabbing the keys that you forget like somebody has a knife and is about to stab you? And then how do you get stabbed? How do you lose that fight? Come on. It's like, and then he gets the shotgun. He's walking around with the shotgun, and he's just blasting. He's not worried about ammo or anything. Dude's just blasting. And then the crazy part is about that they should have been gone. Both Tara and Sam, they should not have been able to get out of that gas station. Or why am I, it wasn't even a gas. It's a convenience store, but they should not have been able to get out because all Ghostface had to do was blitz them, run up, like what are they gonna do? What, jump them? Like run up, get around the corner? It's like you have them severely outgunned. It's like he really, and then he's over here walking slow, like he can't find them. The gas the convenience store is super small. There's only so many places they could be, so they should have known that. He should have just known where they were. Like they were behind one of the 3 aisles, and he somehow was getting distracted by them throwing cans and like, ooh. But but then they push an aisle on top of him, and then he gets out the back door because I'm guessing at some point after he grabbed the gun, he's also grabbed the keys and ran out. And then he escaped. Police didn't catch him. All right, my next note. Okay, I make my first guess. 38 minutes in, Ethan is the killer. Absolutely nailed it. I'm the best. I didn't know about, other 2 killers. No, I didn't suspect Quinn at all. I had a feeling about Bailey, Officer Bailey, but I don't know. Since he was a police officer, I just didn't suspect him anymore. But yeah, but I got that one right. And then we see Kirby comes back. Y'all remember her in number 4? She's back. She works with the FBI now, or used to work with the FBI. Then she got called off because she was mental problems or something like that. But yeah, okay, yeah, she's here. I wasn't a crazy fan of her before, or I didn't dislike her either. But she's back. Yeah, I guess another. Yeah, for whatever reason. And then my next note. We are 6 movies in. Gail still is awful. It's like she's still like asking them about right after they get out of the. She's like, what did she say? I think she's asking, oh, do you think Ghostface coming back is because of you? Do you think it's your fault? Or, something like that. Something like an awful question to ask somebody. And then, you would think, I was saying this like in number 3 or something, that you would think after so long she would have changed by now. But man, this character is static. It is ridiculous. She is absolutely static. Like, she does not change. And then my next note. This Ghostface reminded me of Scream 3's because he's not stumbling around too much, or he's kind of bulldozing through people and all that stuff. He's kind of intimidating, I'd say. So you kind of remind me of Scream 3's Ghostface. Yeah. Oh yeah. And then my next note, Chad. You know what? It's like it's weird. Dewey disappears, and then we get Chad the Legend. It's like. Chad makes me happy. Dewey makes me sad. It's like, what a turn. That's the one good thing about this movie. Chad is awesome. And like he's talking about like Core 4 forever. All this. Him, Chad, Mindy, Tara, and Sam's like Core 4 forever. I want to be Core 5. Put me in there. I want to be Core 5. Let me in. If Chad's there, I want to be there. Okay. In my next note. Okay, so Ghostface, he gets into the house with them, or gets into their apartment. At some point, he sneaks in, and then he, attacks Quinn, because we later found out Quinn's wasn't actually attacked. I'm guessing like Quinn let him in at some point. So, you would think that since You would think since Sam's like the least injured that she would stay back while everybody else went through, but she left. I know. What's her name? Mindy was saying like, "I got the door. You go on." Like, I think Sam should be holding the door. You know, she's the least injured. You're literally bleeding out, but you want to like, no, I've got the door. I've got the door. I got it. Like, bro, get across the ladder. So Sam could hold the door because you know she's got more strength because she's not bleeding out like you are. And then we also have Anita. She goes last even though she's like the most injured out of everybody. And we see Ghostface. He's like somehow absolutely, you know, he's wailing on that ladder. He's flipping it all over there, and like she's not even like gripping the ladder. She's all like she's not gripping it. It's like. And he's over there wobbling the ladder and all that stuff. You would think he would like throw the ladder off. Why was he just trying to like a trampoline jump her off or like push it through the window? I know they're all holding it, but like they're holding it down. Like if he was to like push it forward, she would probably fall or like. And then. I don't even know how he's even lifting it. He's lifting it so easily as if she's not. Like, dude must be like beefy. Even though he's not. Like, it's either Ethan or the old man. Like, they're not lifting her like that. Yeah, and then she falls off and dies. But yeah. Okay, and then after that, Ghostface. You know what happened to Ghostface after that? Just like in Scream 5, he escapes. How did he escape from that? So Tara and Chad, they're outside the door. They got locked out of the apartment because Ghostface closed the door and locked it. And all the others, they escaped through the window. How did Ghostface get out? Maybe is there a fire escape? But if there's a fire escape, then they would have went out the fire escape instead of getting a ladder or whatever. It's like, or maybe it was like in the living room or something. I guess that's how he could have gotten out through the fire escape or something. Yeah, there's probably a fire escape. Never mind then. But what I was going to say is like, I don't know how he would have gotten caught if he went out, you know, the front door, because you know Tara and Chad was out there. But yeah, he's probably just used a fire escape. Okay, and then you know we get to like the theater where there's the giant collection of like stab memorabilia and all that stuff. You know what? It's crazy to say this, but you know it made me think like I do miss Dewey. I miss making fun of him. Like we saw the little case of Dewey. You know, see him like all the memories of how useless and garbage he was, making fun of him, like, yeah. But you know, I got Chad now, so who cares? And then, so what was this? So they also try to catch my next note. They try to catch Ghostface. They do what they were doing in the Scream 2. This movie copies Scream 2 a lot. Like I know it's like they're talking about it's a recall, but they really, 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 really copy Scream 2. They do the van scene. They're trying to catch a killer. They do what else do they do that's the same? I'll talk about when I get to it. But this was really, really similar to Scream 2. It's like a little too similar, and I already didn't like Scream 2, but. Okay, so my next note. So you're talking about, or who was it? Mindy was saying to Kirby, like, Randy died because he had, her uncle Randy still died, even though they had the police protecting him. But the thing is, he had Dewey protecting him. If you have Dewey protecting you, you have nobody protecting you. Like give Kirby and Bailey. Okay, well, Bailey was one of the killers, but give Kirby a chance. Like, by the way, they were okay by that at the end of that because nobody they were going after Gale, but give Kirby a chance. Believe in Kirby. Like Kirby is. Don't blame Kirby for Dewey's failures. All right, in my next note. So, Gale. It was. Gale, the way she put up her fight, overall her fight was garbage, but she has some good moments in her fight. Like, she has some really smart moments. But let's go through the fight a little bit. So Gale, she gets attacked by Ghostface. He pops in. He was already in the room. Gets her boyfriend, and then chases after her and all that stuff. She locks herself into a room, grabs a gun, shoots through the door like 2 or 3 times, and then she's like, and then she gets called, and he's like, "Oh, you got me. I'm gonna go. I'm heading down the elevator right now." Like, what? I don't know why he said all that, as if she would believe it. And then she shoots through the door some more. And then Gale, she makes the dumb move of, she leaves. Why'd you leave that room? Like, camp in that room, hang up on this dude, call the police. You have no reason to leave that room. You got nobody else to save. You got nobody else to protect. It is just you in that room. Your boyfriend's already dead. Do not leave. But she opens the door and she goes out. It's like, Gale, come on, Gale. And then but she does have the okay, before I keep continuing, Dewey gets mentioned by the killer. He's like, Dewey was a fan favorite. Whose favorite? Whose favorite character is Dewey? Like, I don't know. Maybe like in a bad way, like he's so bad he's good. But I don't know who's like, I love Dewey. I want Dewey in every. That's crazy. Ooh, that's crazy. But all right, back to the fight. She has a really smart move with the hanging up on Ghostface and calling him back, and then shooting him through the door. He's like, it was a smart move, but the fact that you even put yourself in that position where that worked is like, that's a smart move, but why'd you leave the room? Like, yeah, pretty much. Like, she has some good moves overall, like some good ideas. Like, she's been practicing for it, but come on, Gale, why'd you leave the room? You got to be smarter than that. You had absolutely no reason to leave it. But yeah, she gets all stabbed and all that stuff, but she survives. On my next note, I really liked about this movie. I really liked the train scene, because you just since it's Halloween, like in the movie, there's people wearing Ghostface masks and Ghostface outfits, and like you can never tell, like, is that Ghostface gonna be? Somebody's gonna get attacked. It's inevitable. Somebody is going to be attacked. But the thing, if somebody's gonna be attacked, which one was it? Because they're separated on the trains and all that stuff. Or which Ghostface is going to attack? Is it this one? Is it that? I did really like that part of the movie. That was pretty good. But there is one part that I didn't like about that. So, Ethan, he's on the train with Mindy. He's one of the Ghostface, but he's not the one that stabbed her. It was probably Quinn. Yeah, probably Quinn. Just a guess. But so Quinn or somebody, they stab her. They stab her in the stomach and then hold her mouth so nobody knows she got stabbed. Absolutely nobody knows. Like, the people next to her are all sleeping and all that stuff. Nobody's looking at her. She's sitting there bleeding out. What Ethan does, one of the killers, he goes over there like, "Oh no, Cindy, are you okay?" And then he yells out, "Somebody help. We need help. Let's go save Cindy." Why did he do that? He had absolutely no reason to do that. Because their whole plan was like, their plan wasn't to not get caught, because they seemed to not care about getting caught. They just wanted to avenge their brother and son. Why'd you do that? Why would you save her? Why didn't you just get off the train? What reason did he have to do that? It didn't make any sense at all. But yeah. Yeah, that made absolutely no sense. I have no idea why he would save her if he was the Ghostface and didn't care about getting caught. But all right, move on from that. Um, and then we see Sam. She's talking to Danny. He's like the love interest for Sam. She's over there like, you're not Wurzboro. You're not Wurzboro. He's like, rep the set or get the step. And Danny is like, you either from Wurzboro. I can't even say it right. I can't even say the joke right. I'm just messing it up. You're not even from Wurzboro. You're not. You're not even from Woodsboro. My next note is we see Chad. Chad's an absolute monster. He took down two of the Ghostface. He sold them like he wasn't even a struggle. This guy is a absolute menace against the Ghostface. He I'm guessing that both Ethan and Quinn. He absolutely folds one of them and like absolutely shoulder charges him, and then he escapes with the others. Then he go back and see another one. He's throwing stuff down, and then over here, knocks down another one. Over there, stomping him, kicking him. Tara gets a kick in too. Like they should have finished them both off, but they didn't. But Chad was tearing them up. He is a legend. Like, so you see what happens when people actually fight back against Ghostface. They win. You win when you fight it back against Ghostface because they're a bunch of wimps. Except if they're in Scream 3, they're a bunch of wimps. And then my next note, dude, I was gonna be so sad. I mean, later we found out Chad is okay, but at the moment we see Chad getting absolutely ripped apart. They're over there double. They had to 2v1 this man. That's how much of a beast he was. They had to 2v1 Chad, and then he left through. Like he was over here like he was like run, like. What a legend. What an absolute legend. Ugh. He took those stabs, wasn't even like, ugh. He was like, ugh. How can Chad not be your favorite? How can Chad not be your favorite after that? What a showing from that man. What a showing. All right. What a legend. All right, my next note. I found out, there's 3 Ghostface, like Richie's family. They all want revenge and all that stuff. Because, they killed the family member. It's like really similar to Scream 2 as well. The mom wanted revenge because she killed the family. But, yeah. I mean, it's a fine ending. Way better than number 5, but, yeah, not great. My next note. Oh yeah. Okay. So this was a really dumb moment. So we see them. They're fighting off the family. So they get to the I guess I could just say how each of them died. The 3 family members. So the first one, Ethan goes down. Ethan goes down first. Tara gets dropped from the banister. She gets stabbed and then, stabs Ethan in the mouth. He's dead. Then Quinn runs up to Sam. She gets blasted in the head. She's dead. So with Officer Bailey, he runs up. This one's really dumb. She aims at him, shoots. He hears the gun is empty. She tries to shoot. Then she runs at him. No ammo. Running at him. You know what Officer Bailey does? With bullets in his gun, he runs at her too. You have a gun. You not understand? You're an officer. You somehow don't understand that when you have a ranged weapon, you shouldn't get near people. Use the range. It's ranged for a reason. But he runs at her, and then he even shoots the bullet. So he had ammo. Come on, dude. You can't. And then they fall all over the banister. He falls through glass. And then he wakes up. This is the dumbest part of it. He wakes up. Sam's already gone. Tara's gone. He's alone. So he gets up. He wanders through. Blah blah blah. Gets behind the curtain. He still has his gun. That's the dumbest part. They didn't take his gun. Not only that, it's loaded. They not only didn't take his gun, they left it loaded on him. And then he's over here like headshotting all these mannequins and stuff. And then he's like, what happens? She starts saying stuff to him and he's like, get out of my head, or whatever dumb stuff. And then Sam appears. She puts on the Ghostface outfit and the mask just cause, for the movie's sake, I guess. And then goes up, starts stabbing the life out of him and all that stuff. But the fact, why did you wake up before the guy? You have enough time to set up all that stuff, to put on the outfit, to put on the mask, but you didn't take the gun away. You didn't finish him off while he was on the ground. What are you doing? Like, you had a knife. What are you doing? You really risked it all just to make a point. It was, my goodness. Yeah, that was about it. Yeah, I'm sure I could tell from 5 and 6 were absolute garbage. Like, 4 was not the best, but I'll give my ratings up for the movie. I'll give my rating for this movie. Oh, yeah, and then my next note, actually, before I go on, I put, let's go, Core 4 for life, because I see Chad, he's back to life, or he didn't die because, he's an absolute beast, taking stabs like an absolute champ. Like, see, that's why him and Tara are meant for each other. They both took like 20,000 stabs, and they kept on trucking. But all right, give my rating for the movie 6.5 out of 10. It really was not good. I did not like it. But so let me talk about, since this is it. Like, this is the last one for the Scream series. They do have a 7th one coming out in like February, so I guess I'll watch that one. I'm not really excited for it like I was. Like, I slowly got less and less excited as the time has gone on to watch these movies. It's like Scream, Scream 1 was so good. I really like Scream 1. Scream 2 wasn't as great, but it was still all right. It was still an alright movie. Scream 3 was pretty good as well. That was better than 2. 4, yeah, I still like 4 better than 2, but they're all like just okay. Like, maybe it's because I watched them all in a row that I'm like, I kind of got sick of them, because they're all like, it's all the same formula. Like, they have the intro where somebody gets killed. They have the little meeting where they're all like, anybody could be a killer. People get killed. They make hints about the killer. They get to the end. They reveal the plan, and then their plan fails. Like, it's all the same formula. So they're all, the movies are very similar to each other in that sense. So maybe it's because I was watching them all like in a row that I got a little sick of it. But I don't know. I feel like I would have gotten sick of it anyway, because the movies are so similar. But that's how it goes. It's not like it's a different story or anything. It's like it's pretty much like a killer of the week in a way. But all right. So I'll give my another note. Yeah, I do really wish they would make I doubt 7's gonna be like that, but I do wish they would make a Scream movie from the killer's perspective, because that looked so interesting. Like, we know who did it the whole time. Like, we're just waiting for them to get found out, waiting for them to make a mistake. And like, it sounds really cool. Like with I don't know why I want to bring up the scene in Invincible, with Omni-Man. We knew he did it the entire time. We were like just waiting for him to get caught. Like, I also thought that was pretty cool as well. Like, something like that. Like, I know it's like every Ghostface movie is a who done it, but yeah, switch up. Maybe these 5 and 6 have been like pretty different from the others, so maybe switch it up a little. Just sometimes you can just gotta go off the walls. They even mention like, oh, if you go too far from the formula, then people get mad. But if you stick too much to it, then you just keep making the exact same movie over and over again. So it's like, yeah, I do hope to see that, but I doubt I'll ever see something like that from the Scream franchise, at least. Yeah, I mentioned before, yeah, I was getting sick of them and all that stuff, but let me get my ratings for the uh the one I like the most to the least. So the best one is the first one, like by far. That amazing movie, maybe I just think like my favorite movie now. That's why I was so excited for it to keep going with this series, but next is the third. The third one was it's pretty good. It's like switching up the formula a little bit, but still the same kind of. Yeah. Number 4, it was like slightly better than number 2. It's like just a regrouping of the cast and all that stuff. The second, like, it tried too much to be like number 1, and it wasn't very good. 6th. Wait, what? Oh, I put this in the wrong order on my notes. 5th is next, and then 6th. Well, 5 and 6 were absolute garbage. They weren't absolute garbage, but they weren't very good. Yeah, but yeah, that's it for the series. Like, how would y'all rate the movies? Like, would you keep the same order I did? Would it be slightly different? Do you think did you like all the movies somehow, or do you think number 1 is the best? Also, it's gonna be a while before I do another movie series like all the way through, like this one, like, because this was a lot to watch in a row, especially since there's 6 of them. Like, but if I do another series, what should I do next? I was thinking like maybe Harry Potter movies. I've never seen any. I don't think I've seen any of them. I've probably seen like bits and pieces, but I don't think I've watched any of them all the way through. So I've never seen Harry Potter. I've never seen Lord of the Rings. I've never seen that either. I've never seen I haven't seen a lot of the popular movies, like the Terminator series, Jason, Friday the 13th. Like, there's a lot of movies I haven't seen, or it doesn't even have to be a series, or whatever movies you would recommend me watching or anything. But yeah, that's it. So we're finally done with Scream for now. I'm only gonna be uploading something different. So bye 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 bye.